Bonsoir.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Landscape Awards 2022 organized by VALHOR. You realize that when we talk about parks, gardens, people tend to say, oh, it's a great cascade of flowers. This is one of the most beautiful concert halls of the capital city. I think we can say objectively that we're going to look at the most beautiful landscape achievements of France. I'm Stéphane Thébault, and for 22 years I've been interested in housing and in relation to housing, what is outside a nice garden. I think it can be quite interesting, as you know that I live next to the lake of Annecy. You realize that the outside is very important for me. I'd like to welcome some European guests. Welcome. So it was his best English, and he wouldn't want to go any further. But somebody offered to us a beautiful sonata, the number 17 by Beethoven, fantastically executed by Venice San Filippo, that you can applaud. Venice is going to stay with us all along this evening. And to start this ceremony of the Victoire du Paysage 2022, let's welcome right away the chairwoman of VALHOR, Catherine Müller. Well, that was a prelude by Bach's first piece that I played on the piano. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Mr. the Prefect. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, elected members, my dear colleagues. Welcoming you this evening to celebrate the place of plants and biodiversity in both public and urban development is an honor for me, and it is an honor also for all of the sector. And what a sector! Seed companies, horticulturists, nurserymen, florists, garden centers, specialist retailers, online plant sales services, landscape designers, landscape companies. VALHOR is all of these trades, united around 10 presidents of professional federations and many committed volunteer professionals. They are all proud to share the same conviction. Plants are essential to life and to the city. Plants are life. At a time when Mrs. Born announced at the Congress of Mayors the launch of a green fund with 2 billion euros for local authorities and their partners, intended to accelerate the ecological transition, I can only be delighted that one of the axes of this fund be entirely dedicated to the renaturation of cities. The program for a green city that we launched at the same time as the competition nearly 15 years ago, that program that had been with patronage of Eric Orsena was premonitory. Today, we are there. It has become a public policy, and you are its promoters. The strong impetus which aims to strengthen the renaturation of soil and urban spaces, the presence of water and aquatic environments in the city, the greening of buildings and public facilities. That impetus underlines how right you all were to anticipate these announcements by taking the decision to carry out exemplary developments. You are indeed committed to transforming your spaces in order to participate in the construction of a society of links that places man at the center of its concerns, a fertile society that places plants at the heart of projects, and an active society that contributes to the economy of the territory. Our companies, our nurseries, our agencies are major players in this. Thank you for using their skills. You will find our convictions in a small booklet that is at your disposal, that is in different places in the room. That's called The Essentials, and it has our brand Green City. That booklet that we propose to you makes it possible to facilitate your future decisions and help you convince, if it's still necessary, your contacts, your partners, and the people around you. Before handing over to Michel Audouy, the Secretary General of VALHOR, who chairs the Victoire du Paysage competition, I would like to point out that this year we have the pleasure of giving our event a European dimension. As I am convinced that one must know to go beyond our borders to open up our horizons, I can only be delighted to welcome this evening 25 European representatives to celebrate the Green Cities Awards 2022 in France. Because last year it was Le Jardin Extraordinaire in Nantes Métropole that won this European prize. We were very proud of it. For the 2022 edition, 13 countries presented an outstanding urban landscape design. The jury, chosen from representatives of ELCA, the European Landscape Contractors Association, of ENEA, European Nursery Association, and IFLA, International Federation of Landscape Architects, had a hard time choosing the most inspiring project. Germany, Belgium, Bulgaria, Denmark, France, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Portugal, Netherlands, Poland, Sweden, they all competed in terms of ingenuity, quality of execution, and environmental integration. And I know that because I was part of the jury. So the suspense is total, and our 25 European professional colleagues deserve your applause. Thank you for them. And now, let's give room to plants. It's up to you, Michel, for the ceremony of 2022 of the Landscape Awards. Michel Audouy, the chairman of the ceremony. Thank you, Stéphane. Ladies and gentlemen, elected representatives, public and private project owners, dear landscape professionals, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we celebrate the 8th edition of the Victoire du Paysage in a format that is normal again, just 2 months after the jury's deliberation and the end of the technical visits that started in July. You know, very few competitions are based on field visits. For the Victoire du Paysage, it's a requirement how to assess a landscape if you're not in the field. In that regard, I would like to underline the mobilization of our professionals and partners and who accepted to tour during the whole summer. Tonight's meeting goes far beyond a professional meeting, even if this aspect remains essential. Tonight's meeting is the culmination of meetings that took place in the field. Very interesting meetings with elected representatives, their people in their teams, social landlords. Those technical visits are one of the key moments of the competition because nothing beats the field and the visit of a development with its protagonists, designers, companies, technical services, owners, to understand the genesis of an order, its evolution, the progress of the construction site, and how the developed places are committed in the long run. During these visits, we take the time with a feeling of learning as well as that of passing our messages and of reinforcing the owners in their actions in favor of the landscape. This 8th edition is no exception to the rule. Since the creation of the competition in 2007, we were convinced of the importance of going to the field in 2021 because of the health crisis, and perhaps because of it, we have relocated the prize-giving ceremony of 2020 edition to the regions, which enabled us once again to deepen the meetings initiated during the technical visits. And that was in every region. So what can be said about the 2022 list of winners before it is unveiled? First of all, and once again, we can emphasize the quality of the developments that were visited. There were 63. Each year, more and more projects are rooted in local realities that also reflect the major societal and environmental issues of the day. Last summer was marked by an exceptional drought, particularly noticeable in the Tours from the end of August to September, when here and there the young plantations were banned from watering following prefectural decrees. In spite of this, and in these thirsty developments, hope came from the ditches, essential elements of contemporary public space when it comes to managing excess water, and which in dry periods proved useful in maintaining a little freshness accumulated during the winter and early spring. For the vegetation, all strata combined. By this simple observation, we can conclude that our cities and territories have never needed so much the intelligence and know-how of landscape professionals to be simply livable and sustainable. Landscape projects are an invitation to optimism, even if we should not forget that the energy crisis could lead to questioning the financing of projects or even ignoring the issue of landscape, as was recently the case in the law aimed at encouraging the development of renewable energies. I am thinking of these images of shopping center car parks whose shade could come exclusively from solar panels, a nonsense in this period of global warming, whereas only trees can be the source of freshness. I would not want to launch this evening without associating two figures of landscape and horticulture world who've recently passed away and who are linked to the Victoire du Paysage. Ariane de Lilles, a former general delegate of the FFP, who was present since the creation of the competition in 2007, and Philippe Moinet, former president of VALHOR, who passed away the same morning of the final jury. Before moving on to the ceremony, I would like to mention all of the partners with whom VALHOR works on the Cité Verte program, in particular, who accompanied us, the Association of the Mayor of France, the Association of Journalists, Biodiversity Impulsion Group, the Conseil Immobilier and Biodiversity, the Council of Cities and Villages, the Action Cœur de la Ville Association, Petite Ville de Demain Association, Ortiz, Quali Paysage, and Chaumont-sur-Loire domain. Thank you for your attention. Have a good evening. Thank you, Michel. I will keep you with me for a few minutes to give an award that is special. We said so. This ceremony is organized by VALHOR. Let's look at a short video presenting the work of VALHOR. Stay with me, Michel.
Elle est partout. Ici. Là. Là aussi. Dans nos vies. Dans nos villes et nos territoires. Dans les moments qui unissent et réunissent. Ceux qui ressourcent et ceux qui nous appartiennent. Et derrière cette force du végétal, il y a toute une filière réunie. La force du collectif au service de chaque professionnel. VALHOR. L'interprofession française de l'horticulture, de la fleuristerie et du paysage. Ensemble, nous avons le pouvoir de faire fructifier nos entreprises, de s'acclimater aux enjeux sanitaires du végétal, de cultiver la connaissance de la production et du marché, de mettre en lumière le végétal et la richesse de nos savoir-faire, de faire éclore de nouvelles vocations, de fertiliser le dialogue de l'amont à l'aval de la filière. Ensemble, nous avons le pouvoir de semer les graines d'un avenir plus vert et plus responsable. Ensemble, nous sommes plus forts. Nous sommes toutes les forces du végétal. VALHOR, toutes les forces du végétal.
Et si on rajoute...
If we added, well, green is life, it would be good. During this evening, we're going to hand 38, 39 awards. I can't remember exactly. It's going to be a huge work, but you can't imagine all the work done upstream. I'd like to talk about exceptional men and women who appear on the screen with their names. That's the members of the jury. 67 volunteer professionals have constituted this jury of the Landscape Awards for 2022. There were 63 visits, and it's well, the quality of this competition is to discover, the achievements in the field and discuss with the people concerned. So you can see the jury here presented. So first special prize that we're going to hand over together with Michel. It's a particular prize. You wanted to hand a special prize, and that prize is allocated to or awarded to. Please get closer, Michel, and recover a mic. There's one next to you. Saint-Jacques-de-la-Lande for the Butte des Fusiliers de la Meltière. So project owner Saint-Jacques-de-la-Lande, landscape designer and project manager Agence Univers, landscaping company Atea Nova, nurseryman Chauvirey and Hatchet Nurseries. So I'd like to call on the stage the mayor of Saint-Jacques-de-la-Lande. I think landscape, whatever it is a project of civilization. It raises people, whatever the development. It lifts up society. And that prize at the memorial is just an example that is well achieved, considering the symbolic, how symbolic the place is. All of that bears fantastic values, and I think it's the landscape in general that holds of these values. Let's give the floor to Mrs. the Mayor. Please take the space. We are all hidden. Mrs. the Mayor, congratulations. Well, congratulations to Univers. We're very happy, very moved to have this prize, especially because the place that you have behind you is a place of memory for the Saint-Jacques city and for Rennes, where 80 years ago, 25 resistants were killed. In total, 76 people got killed by the German army during the war. Well, the ceremony on the 30th of December is very important. It's a place that was not well located by inhabitants, but thanks to the work, the very fine work and subtle work done by Univers, it's a place that is visited on a regular basis by walkers, people who discovered this particular place. Well, it used to be a shooting place. It's not a landscape development as that is similar to others, but nevertheless, this sobriety and this development found public since the development was done. Thank you. I'm going to recover the mic. I'd like to invite you, after you have recovered your prize, to go down. Beware, there are 3 steps, 3 little steps, and right behind you can take a photograph, all of you together. Congratulations. Thank you, Michel, who's left right away in the room. So a round of applause for the chairman, please. Well, you know, the landscape awards projects are in 3 categories: projects for individuals, for companies, and finally for local authorities. Let's start with individuals, and we're going to give the floor to a partner of the Victoire du Paysage, Marie-Aline Prévost, president of the Association of Garden and Horticultural Journalists. So the Association of the Jardin Horticulture Association is a partner of VALHOR to give the award individuals gardens. HAGH tries to promote the idea that any garden, even of a modest surface area, deserves a quality development. That award honors the relationship between owners and landscape companies. We wish to have more and more competitors in this category. Okay, you had the prize. You're going to deserve 2 Marie-Hélène Prévost for the price of 1. You were quicker than the video. We're going to discover the 4 nominees. Antoine Brun for the AB Garden in Roussillon. Community of the Daughters of the Cross, the creation of gardens in a monastic complex in Le Puy. Mrs. and Mr. Giacometti for large natural and bucolic garden in Choisy. Mrs. and Mr. and Mrs. de Puy-Morin for the garden Mariano in Archange. So the bronze victory is awarded to Antoine Brun for the AB Garden in Roussillon. Landscape designer, Karine Denoir, landscaping company, Le Jardin du Buis, nurseryman, Senteur du Quercy, Pépinière, Happy et Philippi. I know that Mr. Brun couldn't be with us this evening. Is there somebody from the team in the room to recover the award? If it's not the case, well, the VALHOR teams will recover it and will send it to... unless there's somebody? No. You'd gone to move the car. Mrs. Hidalgo, you know, is... and it leaves everybody free from 7 to 9. So, Marie-Hélène, let's talk about the silver category. The silver category is awarded to Community of the Daughters of the Cross for the creation of a garden in a complex monastery in Le Puy. Landscape designer, Studio Jacques Rousseau, landscaping company, Heidi Vertniol, nurseryman, Chauviret, Beauregard Vives, Jean Huchet, Ripaud. And to collect this award, let's call on the stage 2 people, Marie-Jeanne Cavou and Marc-Thierry Jorin.
Merci toutes les.
Thank you to the two of you for joining us tonight. We're going to take advantage of your being here with our public tonight. So you're enjoying this landscape. You're enjoying this landscape day in, day out, right? Yeah, do tell us. You should have called them Mrs. Orisha the gardener. What gardeners are they here? Yes, please do come and join us on stage for the official photograph. So they're shy, very shy indeed. Splendid teams. And this is a garden is a place where everybody can come and enjoy. There's nature. There's the older Fantrevist monastery in there. So where is these located? 40 kilometers away from Poitiers, between Chauvy, Saint-Savin, Angles-sur-Anglin, Châtellerault. So as soon as you drive in this area, please do pay a visit to the garden. Remember the 3 steps. Mind the 3 steps as you move down from the stage. Thank you very much. And moving here for the picture. Now it's really hard job. So now in the individuals category, the golden victory is awarded to
Monsieur et Madame de.
Mr. and Mrs. de Pumorin for the Jardin Mariano in Arcang. Landscape designer and project manager Alexandre Vaxeler. Landscaping company Lafitte Paysage. Nurseryman Lafitte Nurseries. To like this award, I call on stage Mr. and Mrs. de Pumorin and the whole team. Every one of the team members may join us on stage. Please, round of applause.
À qui je le donne?
Who should I hand this over to? So, good reflection. You've been putting your hands together for the jury. We're very moved. I take advantage to extend our thanks to Lafitte. They've been doing a remarkable work for a very long time. And Alexandre, our garden designers, was magnificent work. Our place is so inspiring. It's dreamlike. Where is it? We are located in the Basque country, close to Biarritz in Arcans. The house was owned by Luis Mariano. We won't sing. And this is very inspiring and dreamlike. We have a 360 view over the Pyrenees mountain range. And so you had to come up with the right combination for these houses to be isolated somewhat with these wonderful landscapes and setting. Well, I'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. de Pumorin for their trust. And as it is not the first garden we've been designing for them over the years. And this particular garden, we've been working on this for 3 years, but we'd already worked for them on their properties. So our partnership dates back some 20 years. So we go back a long way. And for us, this project is really important because we planted some 6 years ago for Luis Mariano. As we walk into the entrance of the property, there's sequoia trees, and they're 20 meters high. And they were planted in '62 by my grandfather, Jean-Marc Lafitte, planted in '62 by my grandfather. As you walk into as you enter the property. And what we love on this project is our collaboration with the landscape designer. So he picks and chooses the plants in the nursery as something we really, really appreciate. It's the teamwork. I have to extend my thanks to the teams, Isabelle Amblard, project manager, for her energy inventiveness, creativity to come up with solutions for the many, issues posed by such an extraordinary project. My congratulations for this golden victory in the individuals category. Please do move to the left of the stage for the official picture. And big round of applause right there. Before getting to the businesses category, we're going to hand it over a special prize, the special technical prize. And we'd like to invite the president of UNEP, the Union Nationale des Entreprises du Périchage, Laurent Bizot, to join me on stage. So this is the technical special mention. Where would you like to stand, Laurent? Behind the lectern or with a roving mic? Just maybe on your side right there, if you want to share a few words with the room, with the public. Yes, well, thank you very much for giving me the floor. I wanted to tell you a bit about the landscape businesses in a few facts and figures. Well, today we're talking over 30,000 businesses, 125,000 workers, 85,000 employees, and for revenues of 7 billion in the sector, and jobs are key. And we've been hiring 34 people per day, but we would as opposed to hiring 40. So we have a shortage of manpower, and we want to continue developing beautiful landscapes. Our knowledge is based on the living, and we lie at the very heart of environmental transition, biodiversity, and we have a full role to play to contribute to a development of cities. And what's key to me is the greening of our school courtyards, and this is in precious islands, as well as attracting more youth into our industry. Over and above what Michel said earlier, the real issue today is that everybody has been talking about greening, renaturation of cities and urban environment. It has to be well signposted in some ways. We have an example of this in Normandy, where in the large car parking squares, about 40 trees dating back 100 years were taken away just to be replaced by photovoltaic panels. At some point, all together, we are here, together all the landscape designs, stakeholders, we want to fight to prevent such things from happening again. Thank you very much. Just a few words for those of us or those of you backstage. Okay, people are laughing, they're speaking out loud. Okay, we got the others, we were the best one. No, please do respect passage of other winners on stage. Okay, but you're right to celebrate this technical mention. Now, technical landscapes is going to, so special technical mention goes to Link City for Biotop. So Link City, Paysat Tech, Priori Traceur, l'entreprise du paysage, and Grappier, Lepage, Gelito, Newcope France, on nursery business, and the project manager, architects Henning Larsen Kirk, and his whole team. Thank you very much for being with us. Please, do share a few words with us. Thank you very much. We're very proud to be the recipient of this prize tonight. Biotop is not an office building, as contrary to what some could think. This is a space where we designed a few working spaces, and with the metropolitan area of Euralille, Lille, northern France. is currently occupying the space. So thanks go to those who participated in the design of this building and projects. And mentioned to the Henning Larsen design firm from Copenhagen. So big thank you to them as well. Let's work on global architecture so that everybody can enjoy a space at all times. The choice of plants must have been a huge challenge as well. Well, a priori, we installed the 5,000 square meter roof space to promote access to all the plateaus, provide access to green area, rooftop. So that's 3,000 square meters built within a space of 2 years. A significant challenge, significant achievement. Yes, this project, from technical standpoint, deserves to be noted, and this is the first time that a building architect and in northern part of Europe first start talking to and approaching the nursery experts. And if you look at this building from above, and note that many of us have the opportunity to do that, it looks as though there's no building. It's just a big green space. So this building gave nature back to the city. Truly, it truly did. Thank you very much to the whole team for this special technical award. Thank you. Take your Victor de Paysage trophy, please. And you're now invited for the picture. Where are you going, young man? I'm keeping you with me for the next part of our celebrations over to the business category. And let's take a look at a 2020 victory for the Carte de Lycia.
Dans le métier d'aménageur, la différence avec le métier de promoteur, c'est le temps. Il faut prendre le temps et ce temps, on l'a pris pour parcourir ce lieu, apprécier les éléments caractéristiques de ce site pour les mettre en valeur. Ce quartier, à l'époque, était un quartier à vocation plutôt artisanale et pavillonnaire. Et donc en 2009, la commune a décidé de réinvestir un espace en friche et de créer un quartier qui accueille plus de 500 habitants.
Un quartier qui est construit, qui est réalisé avec un projet d'urbanisme sur lequel il faut imaginer ce qui était effectivement avant. Et donc là, par exemple, vous avez des pins en place. Alors bien sûr, à la construction, c'est une contrainte. On a suivi la topographie. On a des voiries qui épousent l'aménagement sur les matériaux, donc la pierre, sur la végétation, des espèces de lavande, du romarin, quelque chose qui se rapproche beaucoup plus de l'aspect naturel.
Les immeubles ne sont pas trop hauts, on ne se gêne pas et surtout les immeubles sont bien espacés.
Le but, c'est, voilà, on a un programme de logement. Comment vous allez insérer les logements par rapport au paysage, où on va mettre les maisons individuelles. Alors nous, l'idée, on s'est dit, attendez, forcément, il faut tracer une route. La route, en fait, on l'a tracée avec les végétaux existants. Donc l'idée, c'était vraiment de préserver la végétation et même de la mettre en valeur.
On est devant un bassin de rétention. Il faut savoir que ces bassins de rétention, ils se remplissent 1 à 2 fois par an au maximum et le reste du temps, ils sont accessibles. Ça permet d'avoir vraiment un espace de vie, ce qui ne se faisait pas auparavant, puisque à l'époque, les bassins de rétention avaient uniquement la vocation de protection contre les inondations.
On a travaillé avec des pentes très douces et on est venu en fait compléter tous les talus avec de la végétation.
Dans les espaces verts, ce qu'on fait, ça se voit tout de suite et ça se voit aussi sur du long terme au fur et à mesure que les végétaux prennent leur place. C'est la reconnaissance des végétaux qu'on a produits localement et qui aujourd'hui se retrouvent ici alors qu'ils ont été produits à peine à 30 km de là.
On a eu à une époque un été assez sec, quand même difficile pour les végétaux. Il n'y a pas d'arrosage automatique, il n'y a pas eu d'arrosage complémentaire, les végétaux s'en sont sortis. Et voire même, ils ont participé à éviter les îlots de chaleur.
Ça a permis quand même à beaucoup de gens de pouvoir se promener beaucoup plus facilement.
Nous, on vient pique-niquer là, avec les gamins.
Aujourd'hui, ce quartier, il a à la fois du sens pour ses habitants, mais également pour les habitants de la commune qui y trouvent un lieu de calme, un lieu de sérénité.
Amener le paysage au sein d'un projet d'urbanisme.
Je vous garde avec moi encore.
Please do stay with me for a few minutes before you go back to your seat. Let's start with the head office and places of economic activities. 6 nominees are SBM companies for Canopy, Bâtigère en Ile-de-France for Wallace Garden, Aldeta for the extension and restructuring of the CAP 3000 shopping center at Saint-Laurent-du-Var, Rémy Martin & Co. for the assembly of the Rémy Martin Administrative Center, Link City for Biotop, Chateau Aubailly for the development of the new winery. And in the head offices and places of economic activity, the winner is Aldeta for the extension and restructuring of the CAP 3000 shopping mall landscape designers. So, Méditerranée Environnement, Art et Paysage, Nursery, Basset, Prosperi, Imbert, Chola, Marguerite Piante and Piante Faro. I'd like to welcome this project managers from Paysage. So this victory of the Landscape 2022 award is for you. So in the case, you'll have the possibility of having a formal picture taken a few steps away from here. So this is the bronze victory. Thank you very much, and my congratulations to all of the team members. Thank you. So in the head offices and places of economic activity, silver award goes to Chateau Aubailly for the development of the new cellar, or the new winery. Landscape designer, DNH Paysage, Landscaping Company Brett Paysage, de Minière Charentaise, de la Prée, du Val d'Erdre, de Comroyal, Tré Chola, de Kérinel, Bruno Châtenoux, Maison Barreau, Udenaut, Giorgio Tessivive, Vanucci Piante. Everybody else is working everywhere. We have full house here. Project manager Daniel Romero, Architecture. Thank you very much for being here with us tonight. Our congratulations for this Silver Award for the Victoire de Paysage 2022. So if we can, you're invited to find out and discover the winery for you. Now, the head office and business location category, the gold award goes to SBM Company for the Canopy, landscape designer and project manager, Equinox Paysage, landscaping company, Green Style, Nursery Chola, Moreau, Dubuyer, Imbert, Ré, and Damien Vivier. And to collect this award, on stage, Mr. Philippe Sertillange, Director of France SBM Company, and the project team at Écully. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Qui veut le micro?
Who would like to take the floor? I'd like to share a few words to tell us about this magnificent project at Écully, close to Lyon, in a business sector quite close to where we are located. What do you do at SBM Company? We sell, produce fertilizers, herbicides, phyto products, complementarity to the plants. So obviously there's vast complexity, connections between fertilizers and rigid products and plants. So as you can see, there's significant involvement of our employees around the gardens. We are artisans of gardens and soils, and we'd like to thank all of us who took part in jobs leading to this award. Thank you very much. And this is the Golden Award. And do share your trophy with all your teams. Please don't hesitate. Well, please do remember to get your picture taken right behind the stage, right there. So please do stay with me just a bit more. Over to the housing and real estate, a few words from our partners with Sabine Guetta, President of the Observatoire de l'Immobilier Durable, a big program, Olivia Connet-Lacoste, Vice President of the International Biodiversity and Real Estate Council, Pierre Darmé, of Jardin de Galie, co-founder of the International Council of Biodiversity and Real Estate and sponsor of the big program.
Bonjour à tous, je suis très heureux en tant que parrain de BIG et vice-président du Conseil international biodiversité et immobilier de vous présenter dans ce cadre luxuriant deux personnalités, l'une à l'initiative du programme BIG, Sabine Guetta, et l'autre vice-présidente du CIBI, Olivia Connet-Lacoste. Je passe d'abord la parole à Sabine pour nous présenter BIG.
Merci Pierre. BIG, c'est le Biodiversity Impulsion Group. C'est un programme de recherche appliquée et d'action collective qui est coordonné par l'Observatoire de l'immobilier durable et qui fédère une vingtaine d'acteurs de l'immobilier autour de l'intégration de la biodiversité au cœur de nos métiers de l'immobilier et notamment à travers la définition d'un référentiel commun de la mesure de la biodiversité et la mise en place de cartographies qui permettent de positionner l'impact de nos immeubles en termes de biodiversité sur un territoire.
Et Olivia, le CIBI.
Le CIBI est une association qui réunit les acteurs de la maîtrise d'ouvrage, mais aussi du paysage, les collectivités, pour faire émerger la biodiversité dans l'îlot bâti et donc accompagner les villes pour faire émerger cette biodiversité, notamment à travers les labels Biodiversity. Je dis les labels parce qu'il y en a plusieurs. Ils s'adressent au moment de la conception, au moment de l'exploitation. Ils s'adressent à l'échelle de l'îlot bâti et même du quartier.
Et donc vous l'avez compris, BIG, CIBI, même combat. La biodiversité, le vivant appliqué aussi aux îlots bâtis est une préoccupation majeure, car comme je vous le disais l'année dernière, lorsqu'un oiseau se pose sur un arbre, il n'a que faire de savoir s'il appartient au domaine public ou au domaine privé, car comme le disait Michel Corajou, le paysage, c'est l'endroit où la terre et le ciel se touchent. Et les acteurs du paysage, les producteurs, les paysagistes concepteurs, les entrepreneurs, les jardiniers sont les garants de la mise en pratique de la biodiversité au sens de sa protection et de l'ensemble de ses bénéfices pour le climat et pour les usagers. Bonne victoire du paysage à tous.
Voilà.
I take this opportunity to extend my thanks to all of the partners allowed us to move forward and continue organizing such events. So 5 nominees in the housing and real estate category. Bouygues Immobilier for the Îlot d'Essai, Bouygues Immobilier for the Daily Paths, Nakara for the Horizon Garden, Vinci Immobilier SCCV Nice-le-Ré for Nice-le-Ré, and Hellenis for Rivera Lodge. In this category, housing and real estate, the bronze victory is awarded to Vinci Immobilier SCCV Nice-le-Ré for Nice-le-Ré.
Paysagiste concepteur.
Landscape designer, la compagnie du paysage. Landscape Company, Region Espace Vert, CGME, Tracer, Nurseryman, Margheriti, Pianote, Arcangeli, Giovanni, Pépinière Lepage, and Project Lead, Maison, Edouard François. Please do stand on stage. Take as much space as you can for us to hand over this award to you. You always made me want to go back to the city. I live on the board of the Lac d'Annecy, but we just want to be, we only rent nature. Nature was there first and will still be there once we are gone. So please do remember the formal picture taken. So we're very happy to collect this Victor de Paysage Award. Bravo and congratulations. We're now in the housing and real estate category, and silver victory goes to
Nakara pour le...
Nakara for the Horizon Garden. Landscape designer, Troyo Hermel paysagiste, the landscape company Brett Paysage, nurseryman, Pépinière Charentaise, Uden Hout, and project manager Atelier FGA. To collect this award, I call on stage Mr. Serge Dubuis, General Director, Regional Director of Nakara. Please do join us on stage to collect your Silver Award to the 2022 Victoire du Paysage Landscape Awards.
Nakara,
affecting the work. And Nakara Horizon Silver Award. Thank you very much. Thank you and congratulations. And in the housing and real estate category, the Golden Victory is awarded to Bouygues Immobilier for the Bay en Prince. Landscape designer and project manager, Landact Paysage, landscaping company, Les Jardins de Galie, nursery company, Pépinière à l'Avoine, Anne-Sophie Pelletier, Bouygues Immobilier with her team. Please join me on stage.
On est bien, on est à...
Nice bailli in the vicinity of the Versailles castle or chateau. Please do tell us about this magnificent achievement. It's a beautiful project. Delighted to tell you about the Centre Bailly. Actually, I can make thanks to the municipality that pushed us to go beyond projects, and throughout this has been a beautiful team. This projects, I'd like to extend my thanks for their motivations, their engagements. Such a project is fraught with obstacles, and our strength was really about this will to want to get our clients to live an experience that was quite unique and in forms of trees of small size that were developed. And please do pay us a visit. On the Durban side, we wanted to give the impression of living in an old park. And I think this is a symbol in some ways of the strategy of Bouygues as developed by Bouygues Immobilier back in the Jardin fair. Bouygues Immobilier launched its signature gardens to enhance natural experience, which we've developed with our landscape artists and designers to manage to deliver such an operation. There has to be a will, a desire, wanting to share all of these experiences. Can we give the floor to our architects just for a few moments? It's important to know whether you work, whether you're systematically building the plan. So are you sort of do you wait for this to be suggested? Well, on this location, there were significant trees, so we set up balconies, so to speak, caressing the leaves of every one of these branches. So the landscapes gave us overall inspiration. So beautiful golden awards. Thank you very much. And I'll get a mic if I can get back.
En bas des escaliers.
Do not forget the photograph. Thank you for being next to me, Laurent. Okay, let's talk about the next category, urban public space. And to announce this category, we're going to give the floor, first of all, to one of the partners of the Victoire du Paysage, France Urbaine, through its general delegate, Olivier Landel.
Les grandes villes, les grandes métropoles françaises participent à nouveau cette année aux victoires des paysages. Nos grandes villes sont évidemment, et vous le savez, à la source de beaucoup des problèmes de réchauffement climatique et d'atteinte à la biodiversité, et donc elles se doivent d'être présentes au moment des solutions. Ça recoupe deux sujets aujourd'hui. Tout d'abord, les questions d'atténuation du réchauffement climatique. Et là, les enjeux de paysage interviennent aussi bien dans la façon dont on reconstruit la ville sur la ville, dont on fait en sorte de ne pas artificialiser, dont on fait en sorte que nos rénovations de logements énergétiques utilisent le moins de matériaux possible. Et évidemment, la nature, la végétation a toute sa place dans ces phénomènes de reconstruction. C'est également le cas de l'adaptation au changement climatique. On l'a vu cet été, nos villes deviennent des lieux difficiles à vivre si nous n'anticipons pas ces réchauffements et si nous ne les adaptons pas à cette nouvelle condition qui va être la nôtre. Cela passe par des îlots de chaleur, cela passe par la revégétalisation de nos murs, cela passe par tout un tas de plateformes qui peuvent être mises en place sur nos toits, mais on a également des enjeux qui sont liés à ces paysages et à la nature en ville d'une façon générale. De plus en plus, nos habitants nous interpellent et nous les accompagnons pour des potagers, pour de l'agriculture de proximité et dans les liens que nous avons avec les territoires voisins. Donc toutes ces raisons font que je pense que votre prix, nous l'avons vu, a évolué en fait d'une notion paysagère, ça peut aujourd'hui aller vers une notion plus vivrière, ça peut aller vers une notion plus d'agriculture. Donc c'est pour ça que nous sommes à nouveau cette année très contents d'être présents, non pas à vos côtés, mais à travers ce petit film. Et nous attendons avec impatience la révélation des prix. Et nous ne doutons pas qu'un certain nombre de paysages urbains seront à nouveau primés cette année.
Bien, rassurez-vous, vous allez...
Well, be reassured, yes, we're going to find out who the nominees are in a few seconds, but I will need the help of somebody else. And Henri Babin, the president of the French Federation of Landscapes.
Bonsoir, Henri. Un petit mot.
Good evening, Henri. A few words for the audience. Well, first, thank you to VALHOR, but thank you to Catherine Muller, its chairwoman, Michel Auduit. Thank you to put in light the Interprofessional Association of the Living. We work with, the living, and it's not easy. You need to pass on knowledge from one to the other. Sometimes, our professionals are too discreet from a media point of view. So it's great to be in such a big room. And why are they discreet? Because they work. Earlier, I heard about the difficulties to stage, to implement a whole project. And landscapers, because I represent the landscape designers, they are working hard. They are solving problems. They are confronted with a lot of complex urban problems. You can imagine the complexity, even administrative, technical. So basically, there's little time for communication that is left. And what is raised today is the result of that complexity, the solutions brought by the professionals, and those solutions are enchanting. And that's why there's an echo, not by landscape designers themselves, but by the inhabitants, the users of those landscapes. And if there's a word to remember, we talked about the transformation of the cities, climate change, but I would say accommodation. It was about adapting plants to a different climate. In a nice bourgeois gardens, people wanted to have their typical Lebanese tree, but it's not the plants that we move; it's the climate that is moving. We've got to acclimate our cities, our spaces. We've got to be acclimated, and with this interprofessional association of the living, we are going to have to anticipate to propose this acclimatation. So thank you to VALHOR and all their teams. Stay with me for a while, Henry. We're going to first give the award in the category Public Project Owners and Social Landlords. There are some nominees: the City of Courbevoie, the City of Vendôme for Rochambeau, Municipality of Arbec for the revitalization of the historic town centre, the Municipality of Les Baux-Sainte-Croix, the City of Guyancourt for the redevelopment of the Mall of the Willows, Nantes Métropole for the development of public spaces, SEMI for the development of public spaces in near Pantin, City of Montrouge for the Allée Jean Jaurès, Toulouse Métropole for the Allée Jean Jaurès, City of Soissons for the banks of the Aisne on the right bank of in the urban crossing, planning charters for the development of the station centre, City of Montauban for the urban development of public spaces in the heart of the city, and the town of Unangue for the development of the river district. So you realize, considering the number of nominees, it was very difficult to make a choice. We decided to divide that into two categories, one for metropolis and another one for cities and villages. Let's start with the bronze victory for Metropolis. The bronze victory is awarded to Nantes Métropole for the development of public spaces at the North Station. Landscape designer and project manager Fitolab, landscaping company ID Verde, nurseryman the Val d'Èvre. To collect this award, I'd like to call on stage Romanique Perrochot, the head of the Nature and Garden Department of Nantes, and his team. Thank you for being with us. Who's going to take the mic? Romarique. Good evening. Well, we would like to invite you to go and check out that place around the station. There were plenty of cars. But there's one of the nicest botanical gardens of France right behind it. So now the garden has gone to the station. So it's one of the most beautiful waiting room of any railway stations. It was a fantastic work done by Fitolab and Ede Verde and the nurseryman. So it's exhilarating. So when you get out of the station, you're right in contact with nature. There's no fence. No. Yeah, you can see people working on their computers. And people don't know whether they are in the botanical garden or in the station. Well, just a few words. The last train to Nantes, it's at 9:10. Maybe you can go check it out this evening. And in the evening, at night, the lighting is just extraordinary. So you see much more than you used to. It's no more a car park, but it's a fantastic garden. Nantes is an exemplary city because for some editions now you are in the first row with different achievements. So congratulations for the work you do in Nantes. Go and take the photograph. Thank you. Let's look at the silver victory now for the Metropolis category, and that's Toulouse Métropole for the development of Allée Jean Jaurès. Landscape designer Michel Devigne, landscaping companies Cossa Espèce Vert Languedoc Nurseries, nurseryman of Padua, Desgandous, Giorgio Tessi Group, project leader Aegis BAUP, Architecturae Urbanisme. To collect this award, I'd like to call on stage, well, I guess, Guillaume, head of public spaces at Toulouse Métropole, Longuier. So congratulations to the whole team. Thanks. Do you have a word to say? Well, just thank you. Jean-Luc Condac, the president of Toulouse Métropole, couldn't be with us. Clément Rouquet, The deputy mayor for biodiversity couldn't be with us either. They'd like to thank you. It was a complex project. We tried to make the place of nature, win over cars. It took a lot of work. There were, dozens of departments who had to agree. It's hard to think that it used to be some kind of motorway in the center. Yeah, it's a great transformation of Toulouse. Thank you, and congratulations. Photograph. Category public spaces for Metropolis. The Golden Victory is awarded to the city of Guyancourt for the redevelopment of the Willow Mall. Landscape designer Agence 20, landscape company Marcel Villette and Urban Elag, and nurseryman Daniel Soupe, Chola and Charentaise. And to collect this award, I'd like to call on stage Eddie Benebou from Guyancourt City, Petri Guillotin, Olivier Rivière, and the teams who participated in that fantastic project. Who wants to take the mic? Who wants to take the mic? Well, okay. I won't give you a choice then. Don't forget it when you leave. Well, I feared I would forget about some people, so I wrote their names. So, how many sheets do you have? No, it's going to be very quick. Well, first I'd like to say that mall is dedicated to soft mobility. Just a technical piece of advice. A mic, is just like an ice cream. It's got to be close to your mouth. Thanks. So, I was saying, it's a place that is totally dedicated to soft mobility. It's a major access of Guyancourt. That mall, is a link between the different districts. It's a place of relaxation. It is in relation to the railway station of Les Yvelines. It was made in the 1970s. It's called the Mall of the Willows because many willows were planted then. But because of climate change and because of the impoverishment of the soil, we had to do something, and we chose to rethink that place entirely in the framework of the Sustainable Development Plan. Trying to make sure this place would stay a place of relaxation, of soft mobility, a place where plants would take back their rights. So I'm very happy for the city of Guyancourt and for all of the players. And a project like that is made and that gets such an award. It's only possible with the players here present. I'd like to thank them all. And so that I don't forget anybody, well, the companies that made the works, there's Marcel Villette that worked on the green spaces, Alexandre Ravi, Gisson and Anne Joyeux. There's also the Cerveau company in charge of the maintenance, the nurseryman. Obviously, to succeed, you need people in working at the town hall, the general technical department, represented by Patrick Letin, Christelle Vachon, who's present here with me. You'd like to thank and the department in charge of redevelopments, Olivier Rivière. Thank you for your involvement in the project, the Green Space Department, Ségolène Caillot, and we would not forget the 50 ans en Yvelines services and teams in charge of part of the project. Thank you all, and thank you for to the project manager Vincent Prévost, the Prévost agency, who were the cornerstone of the achievement of the project. Thank you to have given a second breath to what was called in a recent past a new city. At your foot, you've got a cloakroom ticket, please. I mean, you should collect it. Thank you. And do not forget the photograph. Do not be too noisy so that we can continue with the ceremony. Thank you and congratulations. Now, second category of urban public spaces, city in the category city and villages. The bronze victory goes to the city of Courbevoie for the Freudenstadt Park. Landscape designer, Institut Landscape and Urbanism, landscape company Marcel Villette, nurseryman Chola Nurseries. And to collect this award, I call on stage Christian Maillard from the city of Courbevoie and the teams concerned. Thanks a lot to you. Congratulations for this fantastic achievement. You can applaud them. They got the bronze victory. Thanks a lot. You wanted to say a few words? I'm going to give you the mic. Yeah, I would just like to thank on behalf of our mayor, Jacques Osisti, who was a true driver in everything we did. I'd like to, greet the great collaboration between different stakeholders. We managed to do something that's interesting. I think it'd be a great joy for the teams of Espace Vert to come back with this prize, with this award. And I'd like to say that, you talked about a village. There are 85,000 people who live in Courbevoie. Yeah, it's cities and villages, this category. So, okay, it's a city, but it is close. Courbevoie, that's 20,000 inhabitants per square kilometer. So with water, the fountain of 226 colored streams. That impressed the jury too. Thank you. I'm going to recover the mic. So thanks a lot and congratulations. Silver victory now, urban public spaces for cities, towns and villages. And the victory, silver victory, goes to the city of Montrouge for the Allée Jean Jaurès. Landscape designer and project manager, Pinet Paysage, landscaping company, Société Nouvelle de Travaux, nurseryman, Shetland, Giovanni Arcangeli. And I see you come on the stage to collect this award. Thanks a lot. Bravo. We said just a minute ago with Courbevoie, we talked about density. Montrouge is a good example of high density too, and you made miracles. Who would like to take the floor, to take the mic? Well, Mr. the Mayor. Thanks a lot. Thank you all. We are very proud in Montrouge to get that silver victory. Montrouge is a village outside of Paris, because we've got the spirit of a village. And to create like that 4 hectares of green space within the core of Montrouge allowed us to transform the city. It's quite a dense city, 25,000 inhabitants per square kilometer. And with Pena, but all of the departments of the city, and to reconquer public spaces in the center of the city is a fantastic achievement. So thank you to Pena. Thank you to all of the Montrouge inhabitants. And thank you, Mr. the Mayor, and your team. We need mayors who have a vision like that and who have courage, because we had plenty of evening meetings because basically all parking spaces were, well, disappeared. And so you need mayors like that with a lot of courage to transform a city. And it's a fantastic success, 200 hectares, 25,000 people per square kilometer. And part of the land was owned by the Crédit Agricole Bank. We had to change the names of the streets, etc. Part of the land was private, and you're in favor of collaborations between the private and public sectors. So thank you, Chair.
C'est la victoire d'argent. Merci mille fois.
So that was the silver victory. Golden victory now. Urban public spaces, cities and villages, and the golden victory goes to the city of Montauban for the development of public space in the heart of the city. Landscape designer Descendeville, landscaping company Cosa Espèce Vert, Spironello Espèce Vert, and nurseryman Pépinière du Padouin. To collect this award, I'd like to call on stage Bernard Bon, part of the mayor's team, and the different teams that have contributed to this award, Gold Award. Who would like to take the floor and talk about this project in a concise manner, an efficient manner? Well, thank you all. Well, first, thank you to the jury who decided to retain our project. Thank you to the mayor of Montauban, who couldn't be with us this evening. He was sorry for that. And well, the presence of water and plants is very important for him. So it's a project that started in 2016. It's still in progress. And it's a whole chain that was created with the architects, well, the agency represented here, with all of the companies that contributed to the achievement of this excellent project. That is not finished yet, but it should be the case soon, so I would encourage you to come and discover it. And if you come to Montauban, watch out, because Lino Ventira said you should never leave Montauban. We got the time for the last train to Montauban, to Nantes earlier. What is the last train to Montauban? There's no time to go to Montauban. Congratulations. Go and take a photograph. Thank you, Henry, for your help. Now we're going to hand in a new prize, special mention for the Heart of the City Award. And we're going to listen to the speech by the prefect Roland Mouchel-Blaiseau.
Adressé il y a 50 ans une lettre à son Premier ministre, lui enjoignant de rapporter la politique d'abattage systématique des arbres le long des routes. La sauvegarde des arbres plantés étant, selon lui, essentielle pour la beauté de notre pays, la protection de la nature et la sauvegarde d'un milieu humain. Il ajoutait que la vie moderne, dans son cadre de béton, de bitume et de néon, créera de plus en plus chez tous un besoin d'évasion, de nature et de beauté. Tout était dit dans cette missive présidentielle, mais comme les arbres, les paysages sont fragiles. La France défigurée, selon le titre d'une célèbre émission télévisuelle, n'a hélas épargné aucun territoire. 5 décennies d'étalement urbain anarchique se sont traduites trop souvent par la destruction d'espaces agricoles, naturels et forestiers, et une banalisation architecturale désespérante. Cependant, nous avons collectivement pris conscience de la valeur inestimable de nos paysages qui forment chez chacun d'entre nous un sentiment charnel d'identité et d'appartenance. Le paysage, c'est d'abord la nature, mais c'est aussi tout ce que l'homme a aménagé pour en faire un patrimoine vivant, matériel et immatériel, comme celui près de Libourne de la juridiction de Saint-Émilion, inscrite à l'UNESCO, les berges d'un fleuve remises en valeur à Vernon, un parc urbain réunissant des quartiers séparés à Bagnols-sur-Cèze, ou des créations qui transcendent un site remarquable comme le viaduc de Millau. La reconquête de nos paysages est à l'évidence notre nouvelle frontière. Le programme national Action Cœur de Ville souhaite y contribuer, ayant pour objectif depuis 2018 de stopper l'étalement urbain et d'œuvrer à un cadre de vie plus naturel et attractif en ville. L'extension de son périmètre d'intervention ces 4 prochaines années aux quartiers de gare et aux entrées de ville va en amplifier l'impact. Après Béziers, je salue la victoire spéciale Cœur de Ville attribuée à la ville de Niort pour le superbe parc urbain de la Sèvre niortaise, Port-Boineau. La métamorphose d'une importante friche industrielle en un lieu majeur animé qui retisse des liens avec son territoire, son fleuve et ses habitants, confirme si besoin était que le paysage est une création continue. Grâce aux professionnels du paysage et du végétal, regroupés par VALHOR, dont nous sommes très heureux d'être partenaires, le meilleur s'exprime désormais partout dans nos territoires pour une cité plus verte et plus fraternelle.
Merci beaucoup.
Thanks a lot. I know that Mr. Prefect is with us this evening. I'd like to ask him to come and join me on the stage. Mr. Roland Mouchel-Blaiseau.
Je vous donne un micro.
I'm going to hand you a mic, but you have anticipated, Mr. the Prefect. You said in the video that you mentioned the city that got the award, but yeah, I was told it was going to be shown afterwards. So the Heart of the City award for 2022 is awarded to the city of Niort for the Sèvres Niortaise Urban Park. Landscape designer and project manager Phytolab. Landscaping company ID Verde Niort, agency Poitou Paysage, nurseries Cheviré, Charentaise, Daniel Soup, and Aquaman. Let's call on the stage Jérôme Baloche, the Mayor of Niort, who's going to tell us about the developments. Because it started with 2.5 hectares of an industrial site. Yeah, it was an industrial site. There was no grass, there was nothing, and it was all artificial. It was all polluted, and that was skin treatment processing plant. The idea was to keep most buildings, the drying building. So we had an extraordinary team who helped us, and Phytolab really helped us, and as for the landscaping that they supported us, it was a great achievement that the Niort inhabitants enjoy. So it's the Central Park of Niort. There are different central parks in Niort because we love landscapes. And I'd like to thank the agency again because we work a lot with them. It's extraordinary what a city can gain from landscaping its heart. We worked together on the renaturation stake. I'm very glad for this award because we worked a lot, we discussed a lot, and we supported that issue of renaturation. We are convinced that it may change mobility, change behaviors, and it's a great gain. So I could speak for at length. It's an important subject, an important topic. I'd like to dedicate this award to Philippe Monet, who is an important person in the profession to whom we owe a lot. So I'd like you, landscape designers, to express yourselves.
Well, we're delighted to be recipients of these prize, of this awards. This has been a very important project for us. We are fully engaged in this since the competition back in 2016. Several arms of the Sèvres affluence and contribute to the landscapes. Lots of work has been required. We teamed up with many people who had this collective memory of Niort and who'd been living there for many, many years. We wanted to focus on places, spaces open to the public. This has become a federating space that brings people together. And this is, over and above all of these, I got to meet the local population in Niort, and we are fortunate enough to work on other projects of great interest. So I don't know what time the train departs to Niort tonight, but just pay a visit to Niort. Magnificent city, magnificent spaces on the banks of the Sèvres, and going through and running through the city centre. Brilliant. So concisely, so I shall be brief. Well, dear Mayor, I'm most honored, I'm delighted to hand over this a special Heart of the City Awards, Cœur de Ville Awards. I had the opportunity for an actual Cœur de Ville initiatives. I had the opportunity to visit Niort, and I feel as though the city is now recreating itself from these new landscapes. This is really the impact of man throughout its history, from its riverways and the Place de la Pêche had become some kind of a main square, completely invaded by cars. It's now become a green, long green space of the cities, re-energizing the city center. Just by way of a conclusion, I'd like to congratulate you, dear Mayor, and all those professionals who contributed to this success. And as can be seen to these examples as exemplified tonight at Font-Salé, when we did what it said for 5 decades to place cities in countryside, and we devoured the agricultural space and natural space. Now you do the opposite to that. Is countryside and nature is is giving a fresh boost to the very heart of urban centers. So thank you very much. Over to the official picture, family picture. Over to a new special prize, the Small Town of Tomorrow Award. Over to Juliette Ricoche. And Juliette Ricoche, director of the Small Towns of Tomorrow Awards.
Bonjour à toutes et à tous. Dans le baromètre Ipsos que nous avons publié l'année dernière, on a vu que 62% des Français voient dans la proximité avec la nature, la beauté des paysages, le premier atout des petites villes. Naturellement, nous sommes donc très heureux de l'entrée d'une mention Petite Ville de demain dans les victoires du paysage qui nous rassemblent aujourd'hui. Pour accompagner les collectivités à révéler leur paysage, à l'améliorer, l'Agence nationale de la cohésion des territoires et tous ses partenaires sont mobilisés dans le cadre du programme Petite Ville de demain, bien sûr, mais aussi plus largement pour l'ensemble des communes du territoire pour relever les défis du changement climatique et atteindre une transformation des territoires en lien avec les attentes de la société. Pour cela, nous avons 3 convictions. Le coût humain, le fait que l'innovation et l'esthétique sont partout dans les territoires et l'enjeu du collectif. Le coût humain parce que les paysages, la qualité du bien vivre, ça dépend de chaque territoire, ça dépend aussi de chaque population qui va y vivre et qui va bâtir ensemble son projet. C'est pour ça qu'au sein de l'Agence nationale de la cohésion des territoires, nous bénéficions d'un large maillage à l'échelle départementale grâce à nos délégués territoriaux, qui sont les préfets de département. La deuxième conviction, que l'innovation et l'esthétique sont partout dans les territoires, et en particulier dans les territoires ruraux. Et à ce titre, on est très heureux de ces victoires du paysage qui révèlent justement des pépites, des exemples clés qui vont permettre à d'autres collectivités de s'inspirer par une émulation, par des échanges aussi, d'aller plus loin, et en cela, on les épaule notamment au sein du club des petites villes de demain. Troisième conviction, la force du collectif. Parce qu'on ne réussit jamais seul, l'Agence nationale de la cohésion des territoires rassemble l'ensemble des acteurs de l'ingénierie auprès des collectivités. Et plus largement, on le sait, et c'est la démonstration vivante aujourd'hui, qu'un partenariat entre les collectivités, les acteurs publics, les acteurs privés, permettent de créer des environnements, des territoires, des villes dans lesquels il fait bon vivre et qui sont belles. Donc merci encore pour ces belles victoires du paysage. L'Agence nationale de la cohésion des territoires est résolument mobilisée aux côtés des collectivités pour révéler la beauté de ces petites villes et de ces territoires, pour s'engager justement dans la transition écologique et le mieux vivre ensemble. Merci beaucoup.
Juliette Oricos is with us here in this room. Please join me on stage for this special prize, the Small Town of Tomorrow Prize of the Landscape Awards 2022 edition is awarded to Town of Vorbeck for the revitalization of the historical center of Vorbeck, landscape designer and project manager, Arcenter, landscaping company Saint-Martin Paysage, and nurserymen Chauviré and Lepage. So you can see the work has been delivered. Mr. Forêt-Lefebvre and municipality councils, please do join me on stage.
Merci d'être avec nous ce soir.
Thank you very much for being with us tonight. Thank you. It's solid guys out there in the Calvados, Lower Normandy area. So it's interesting to see that these small villages seems to be just big avenues going straight through it, and it's really nice to have these promenade, these pathways, and nicely designed and greened parking spaces. So who would like to take the floor? Well, thanks for this honor and distinction. Vorbeck has a population of 2,000 and is located in Normandy. So Arcenter has been managing the work done, so I'd like to give them the floor for them to tell us more about what they've done. Mayor, unfortunately, is not able to be with us tonight. He's very much of an active person, and his other engagements related to the future. And on the community of municipalities. This project is quite special. It has brought together elected officials, all the organizations across all the variety of administrative levels. This is a small city of yesterday, looking up a brighter future tomorrow. 62 jobs for 2,400 inhabitants, and 2,040 or 2,060 inhabitants. Lots of derelict landscapes have been redeveloped. This project and has a budget of 4 million euros. We haven't talked about money. It's absolutely essential to empower cities and towns so that 80% of these are funded by the state. Most importantly, this enabled the local authorities who dreamed the topic, to dream the project, to team up with other stakeholders in order to address an essential issue, attracting population for them to spend time at the heart of the city, shopping. Once it used to be a city skirted around by the A28 motorway, and we wanted to make sure that all locations within the village became easily accessible, and just to make sure that the community managed to attract people with pedestrian access at the expense of cars that have been put outside of the village. So this allowed shopkeepers, shop owners to grow their revenues by 80%. So this is really about an economic impetus right there. It is absolutely essential. This became pedestrian. The center of the village became pedestrian. And all communications with shop owners were allowed to develop pedestrian areas all over the city center, allowing elderly to remain mobile because they could easily walk around this city center, whilst attracting young couples because rent and land is rather reasonably priced. And the municipality supported us well because people left denser and closed-in cities to settle into this type of small towns. And all of a sudden, they've now become the small cities of tomorrow and new cities of tomorrow. Thank you very much. You made us want to visit Orbeck. The train for heading to Orbeck leaves in 10 minutes from Saint-Lazare train station. So we're good with time. Was all good. We'll be done before 2 a.m. That's pretty good. So parking garden category. To begin this parking garden category, we turn to a magnificent achievement that was awarded a victory in 2020. Let's take a look at this.
Alors on part d'un constat où on a un vieux parc qui a été créé dans les années 70 et qui a été très fortement dégradé. Et donc un parc qui est très minéralisé, qui est très morcelé et très occupé par les véhicules, par les stationnements. Un parc qui est très peu fréquenté.
À l'origine, en fait, on a fait beaucoup de concertations justement auprès des Lorientais pour savoir ce qu'ils attendaient de ce parc et tout type de Lorientais. Ce parc, il est occupé aussi bien par des enfants qui viennent dans l'aire de jeu que par des jeunes qui le midi viennent s'étendre sur la pelouse ou jouer au baby-foot ou jouer aux multiples jeux qui sont accessibles. Il fallait également un espace pour les forains par exemple ou pour d'autres animations de la ville. Donc c'est vraiment par la rencontre avec les habitants que le parc a été dessiné.
On voit bien que ça se déplace depuis le nord vers le sud, vers les équipements du centre-ville, vers le port, ainsi que vers les quartiers habités de Nouvelle-Ville et de Merville, vers le centre-ville et inversement. Donc on a beaucoup de flux, que ce soit piétons, vélos et le bus également qui passe au cœur du projet.
Nous on est plutôt de portée nature, donc on aime bien ce genre de coin. J'ai été super contente ce matin qu'on soit tombé sur le parc en arrivant avec les enfants, là, direct.
Pour reprendre les termes de l'architecte qui a baptisé ce projet dès le départ, en fait, le Central Park Lorientais, on retrouve un peu cette échelle rectangulaire plein cœur de ville. Le concept repose sur la simulation d'îles et d'îlots. Donc il y a tout le travail de reprise, d'apport et d'enrichissement du sol en place. Quand je dis apport, c'est pas loin de 5000 m3 de terre.
On a l'îlot des Bretons, on a l'îlot de l'aire de jeu, on a les îlots maritimes et qui ont des plantations qui sont spécifiques en fonction de chaque thématique.
Cet été, on a un petit peu souffert de la canicule comme dans toutes les régions de France. Le parc ici, il a quand même été assez épargné, mais on voit là qu'il y a quand même des végétaux qui manquent aujourd'hui. Notre idée, c'est de replanter en respectant le projet de départ, mais on va pouvoir faire évoluer la végétation par rapport aux enjeux climatiques, par rapport à des enjeux de biodiversité, d'écologie. Et ça va être ça le défi à venir sur la suite de ce parc en fait.
Un projet réussi, c'est quand on arrive à combiner les exigences du contrat, les exigences du client, de la maîtrise d'œuvre, et puis aussi satisfaire un maximum de futurs utilisateurs.
Il faut que ça bouge. Et comme ça, moi, j'ai plein de monde, j'ai des familles des fois qui viennent, même des petits-enfants qui viennent me voir, même pour les jeux.
Les chaises en libre service, c'est vraiment hyper pratique. C'est sympa, ouais. Bon, l'hiver, ça marche un peu moins, mais c'est bien entretenu, quoi.
Par exemple, parfois, il y a de la musique, il y a des spectacles ici qui se font.
C'est un parc pour tout le monde.
En fait, la plus belle réussite qu'on peut y voir, c'est pas moi en tant qu'élu qui peut le proclamer, il suffit de voir la manière dont ce parc est fréquenté, c'est vraiment sa plus belle marque de réussite.
La ville de Lorient qui avait été prise.
City of Lorient, a recipient of the award, it was well deserved. Marie-Leveau, I'd like to call you on stage to represent VALHOR, so please do join me on stage. I thought going for a pas de deux or an entrechat. There you are. So we'll take a look at the park and garden category, but we wanted to hand it over to Ville-de-France, our partner.
L'association Ville-de-France est un partenaire historique des Victoires du paysage organisé avec l'interprofession VALHOR. Nos villes, souvent des villes-préfectures, sous-préfectures de 10 000 à 100 000 habitants, sont pleinement engagées dans la préservation de la biodiversité. Dans le cadre du dispositif national Action Cœur de Ville, dont la deuxième génération couvrira les années 2023 à 2026, nous avons mis comme priorité les investissements innovants de reconversion de zones imperméabilisées en zones naturelles, en renaturation de ces espaces souvent arides, source de réchauffement dans nos cœurs de ville. C'est une exigence aujourd'hui qui est formulée par nos habitants, par la population, par le milieu scolaire, de vouloir mettre en place des actions qui privilégient, qui préservent, qui valorisent le végétal et qui influent, on le sait aujourd'hui, sur la santé de nos habitants. C'est pourquoi, dans le cadre du partenariat avec VALHOR, nous avons souhaité mettre en place un observatoire de la biodiversité pour partager nos bonnes pratiques, pour mettre en avant ce qui pourrait être utile ici à Pau, ici à Albi, ici à Angoulême, ici à Bourg-en-Bresse ou ici à Châteauroux. Je crois qu'on a tous intérêt à mettre en partage nos compétences, nos expériences et à valoriser ce qui se fait de mieux. On sait que la valeur de l'exemple est souvent ce qui va déclencher un effet démultiplicateur et qui apportera le plus de résultats dans les domaines qui sont ceux qu'on veut mettre en avant, c'est-à-dire la préservation de la biodiversité. Merci encore une fois à toutes et à tous de votre soutien de l'élan que vous savez donner à travers ce concours et à la valorisation à la fois des réalisations municipales, mais aussi à la mise en avant du travail de nos agents, qui soient municipaux, que ce soit également les entreprises avec lesquelles on travaille, les entreprises de conception, les entreprises de réalisation, mais également les horticulteurs qui nous fournissent les plantes, les plants qui vont nous servir à aménager nos villes et nos centres-villes. Encore une fois, très heureux de ce partenariat entre Ville-de-France et l'interprofession VALHOR, et à votre service pour aller encore plus loin. Merci à tous.
Please do come closer, Marie. Tell us about VALHOR. This is a new player in the landscape. It's a new name, in actual fact. Absolutely, VALHOR is the Producers Federation. We are the source of everything that is happening tonight. This is a real job. We are a family of VALHOR, and it is thanks to this cohesion of know-hows that we can promote all the strengths of plants. We can harness those strengths. We're operating a fascinating and a compelling activity. This is a story about the living men and women and history. French botanic history is rich. Our know-how is rich. With our constellation of businesses, we just want to grow them further over our territory, as we are the promoters of Fleur de France. This is a label certifying the proximity and the quality of the production of plants, as it is subject to certification. I also like to say that we drive the belief that plants have become essential. We are at a very start of a new era. We can see it, we can feel it. These plants have become essential. This is our strong belief, as Catherine Müller highlighted earlier. This is a core belief. All the families of professionals and that make up our sector, when we need to export those, and I feel tonight, you can feel it tonight. It matches with those who manage territories, and therefore, I'd like to call upon them. You have become convinced, and you are now going to convince others. And the more we move forward together, and the more successful we'll be in rising up to the challenge. And so the National Federation of Nurseries and Horticultural Producers have now become VALHOR. VALHOR is a mission that we want to fulfill together. As terms of plants can only be as such together. There's many things that have been done and many things that are yet to be done. Now let's find out. For the 16 nominees in the Park and Garden categories is City of Avignon for the Palace Gardens and Urban Orchards, City of Niort for the Sèvres Niortaise Port Bueno, City of Limonaise for the Limonaise Sports Park, SCIM par Aménagement Développement for the Charles Gao Garden, Métropole Toulon, Florence Méditerranée for the Alexandre Ier Garden, Toulouse Metropolitan Areas with OPDR for the gardens of ML Lines, City of La Boulesque-Black for the Landscape Cemetery, City of Perpignan for the Birakem Square, City of Annemasse for the Clemenceau Park, City of Lalin for the Arbandries Park, City of Colmar for the Urban Park of the Green Mountain, City of Saint-Jacques-de-la-Lande for the Butte des Fusillés de la Matière, City of Saint-Laurent-du-Bar for the Jacon Park, Community of Communes du Grand Pic Saint-Loup for the Pic Natura Nature-Based, Cap Métropole for the Nova Sierra Park, and City of Besançon for the Post-Industrial Park of the Rodia Seta. So in a bit, Same situation as what we saw earlier. So the nominees for Park and Gardens. So we've split this into two categories: the Parks category and the Gardens on the other. And a bronze award goes to, in the Parks category, City of La Baule-Esclubach for the landscaped cemetery. Landscape designer and project manager, Pena Paysage, landscaping company, Berlivet Atlantique, LDVZ, Nazeman du Val d'Erdre, and the environmental director of the Living Environmental Labo is with us. Thank you very much for joining us, and we're finding out more about your work. This is absolutely unique, very well thought through. Please just share just a few words very quickly. Michel Penin created a beautiful park, a remembrance space in a beautiful natural space, and right at which we maintain in the most natural possible way and achieving beautiful results, very pleasant space. You created a recreated life in a place you wouldn't expect lives to be recreated. And thank you. I think landscaping is a fascinating topic worked on with Michel Courajou at the École du Paysage in Versailles. And symmetry is really going back to nature. Death, if we've seen positively, is really about returning to nature. So we worked a lot about behaviors in the face of death. We created 3 different landscapes to bring together very different tones. And then you can see tombs right there. They're almost invisible, although there's a far more structured side to it. And so landscaping is about this connection with our culture, our relationship with death, and beautiful location as well. And very much typical of Brittany with oak trees. And from these landscapes with a nice central canal, and that structures quite subtly this space. Thank you very much. Big round of applause for you. Is to move over the family picture. Still in the park category, and the Silver Victory Award goes to Cap Métropole for the Nova Syrie Park. I don't know how to pronounce this. Landscape designer and project manager, cities and landscape workshop, landscaping company Nature, Nasriman Chola, Moreau, Daniel Soup, and Damien Vivier. Perec, the general director of Cap Métropole, is with us tonight, and as well as part of the team. So I'm going to mispronounce this surely. This is the Nova Syrie project at Saint-Chamond, second largest Loire department community, 45 hectare industrial sites within which we created 6 hectares of urban park, a meeting point between plants and men and women. So we created a new area, a new living space. Works a lot with LPO and FNO on boosting biodiversity. So working across all of these components. Thank you very much. A few words just to thank Klein. The city of Saint-Chamond, Cap Métropole, all the businesses, Parc et Sport, for delivering these green spaces, and the project management teams, AGS and OX. So beautiful. And in the past, armament used to be manufactured there, and still works for the Navy. Yeah, it's quite unbelievable what you've achieved. Moving over to the gold Victory Award in the park category, and the gold award goes to, in the parks category,
Toulouse Toulouse Métropole with OPDA, les Jardins de la Ligne Aéropostale, Landscape Designer, OLM, paysagiste et urbaniste, Landscape Company, ID Verde, Loiseleur, Paysage, les Pépinières du Languedoc, Nurseryman, Pépinière de l'Ermitage, Innocenti and Mangoni Piante, Tieman Moner Plante, Sills et Casa Parer, Project Manager, Sura, Architects Urbanist. So, bien justement, is with us from Toulouse Métropole with his team. Haven't given you the floor too long earlier because I knew we'd meet again. Well, thanks a lot for this award. We're very happy. The whole team is here. It's a garden that is quite specific with a strong historical legacy because, you know, it's about the postal aeroplanes and the start of that activity. It's a magnificent place that we would invite you to come and discover. And you will discover, you know, the Minotaur of Toulouse. I think the garden was thought according to the itinerary that aviators would take at the time. Exactly, you know it all. So the idea was to follow Mermoz, Saint-Exupéry and others who took off from Toulouse towards Barcelona and then South America, Chile, etc. The idea was to, you know, give that feeling of flying over. So to show as well as possible the diversity of soils and plants with the companies that are represented here. We tried to find in several nurseries the vegetables that could be well fit for this type of soil, and we were lucky enough to you know, find sand. So it's a work we did with Sura Architects, with Fabien Tixils and David Mangin. It's a project that's been in progress since 2010. And that keeps on growing. So we're very happy to have made that space of life for children and space for biodiversity. Thank you. Round of applause for the whole team. You recovered the award. Great. So the photograph is next door. We will meet again at the end of the ceremony. I will ask everybody to come back on the stage. Mary, stay with me for the second category, gardens. And the bronze victory is awarded to
la ville de Colmar.
The city of Colmar for the Green Mountain Park. Landscape designer, acte 2 paysage, landscape company, scope espèce vert, nurseryman, pépinière Daniel Sou, pépinière Loiseau, project leader, AEA Architects. I'm going to ask Serge Bros and his teams to come and recover this award. Bronze victory. Good evening. Congratulations. I'm being told that we're very late. So, who doesn't know Colmar? Please raise your hand, those who've never been to Colmar. That's a big mistake. You've got to go in and check it out, especially, you know, with Christmas markets. It's a beautiful place. It's very green. It's a green space in Alsace. So thanks a lot. Congratulations. So please take a photograph. We've got to try and stay on time. Silver victory in the same category, gardens. It goes to SAM VAR Aménagement Développement for the Charlieu Garden in Brignoles. Landscape designer, Atelier Ladenum, Landscaping Company Bois et Jardin, Nurseryman, Guillaume Bourne de Rouy, Project Manager, Plo Architects. And to collect this award, I'd like to call on stage and the teams that participate in this project. We are in Brignoles. Who's never been to Brignoles? Well, you've got to go there. Before, after Colmar, I don't care, but you've got to go and visit both. Congratulations. So you can go and have a photograph taken. So we will meet again at the end. Thanks a lot. So this way we're going to be on time. So now, I think it is the gold victory still in the Park and Garden Gardens category. And that victory award goes to Toulon-Provence Mediterranean Metropolis for the Alexander Garden. Landscape designer HYL, Landscaping Company, Méditerranée Environnement, Nurseryman, Margheriti, Piante, Calvatore, Pépiniane, Lepage, Nature et Tropique, Les Hommes du Grès, Project Manager, Agence Vetzoni Associés. Olivier Betty is with us, is the head of the Toulouse-Provence Méditerranée Metropolis. So I give you this mic. So before people went to Toulon to see the sea, on behalf of the mayor, I'd like to thank the VALHOR group and all of the landscape professionals from the smallest to the biggest. Including the agency with whom we worked, Parisian agency. So it's a place that's been totally reviewed. I've seen that garden being reprogrammed 3 times in my 30 years of career in Toulouse. So thank you all. Thanks. It was created from scratch, or did you use trees? No, well, that garden had a strong history. It was the botanical garden of the Royal Navy. This is what guided the design of that garden, to use history, to use its legacy. Thank you. Congratulations for this gold victory. Do not forget to take a photograph, because it's a way to justify in your families that you were in Paris for the landscape victories. Let's remember plants, that's, for humans. Since the beginning, I have been asking, be concise. That was concise. Next category, neighborhood development. And let me welcome on the stage Marianne Louis. You can applaud her. Thank you. Tell us about your work. Well, the Social Union for Housing, it's just like you, it's an interprofessional association or society. 5 different social housing bodies. We are partners of VALHOR, and we've been VALHOR's partners for some years now. Because we want people to live well in council housing units. Landscape is not a luxury. Everybody's entitled to it, and the quality of landscapes matters a lot. And the second subject that counts for us too is that we're not a developer. We managed the district for 50 years or more. So the way projects live over time with the inhabitants, because they have the inhabitants, grow old, have children, etc. So the way people live in the district, that's very important for us, and we need designers to help prepare for this. Let's look at the category 2. How many nominees are there? 7. Let's discover them. City of Valognes for the eco-district of Valognes, Paris Sud Aménagement for the place of the West, Metropolis of Lyon, Borough District, City of Saint-Étienne, redevelopment of the Forum sector, GGL Aménagement for the Mazdekielus eco-district, Paris Habitat for Rostropovich, Lot 04A, Grand Lyon Habitat for the redevelopment of the outdoor areas of the Montchat residence. In that category, the bronze victory in neighborhood development goes to Lyon for the Barrel District, landscape designer and project manager, ADP Dubois Landscaping Company, Green Style, nurseryman, Chola. And Mrs. Fanny Leperrière, head of the owners department of Lyon, is going to come and recover that award. This is your award. Thanks a lot. You were going to say something? It's our first visit. Yeah, she's left with it. I don't have a mic anymore. Oh, the battery had to be changed. Well, if it's your first visit. Yeah, it's the first participation of the metropolis of Lyon to this event. I'm very happy and delighted to be here to represent the metropolis with the team and the companies that have worked on this project in a popular district at the southwest of Lyon, and to say again that renaturation is at the core of public policies, and we need you all to make our practices evolve and meet the challenge of climate change. I'm sure you'll come back to get silver or gold. Thank you to the metropolis of Lyon. Okay, neighborhood development, silver victory goes to GGL Aménagement for the Mazdekielus eco-district, landscape designer and project manager, GAU Landscaping Company, PSP, BRL, Espèces Naturelles, nurseryman Daniel Soupe, Pruise, Philippi, Chola, Margheriti, Piante, Le Torrent, and BRL to collect this award. I call on the stage GAU's representatives. Or should we say go? Asked 15 times. No, it's go. So it's an acronym. Congratulations. Just very quickly. I know we are in a hurry, but I will give you the timetable for the train to Montpellier afterwards. But the head of GGL Aménagement couldn't be with us. He was tested positive, COVID positive this morning. Well, it's good that he stayed at home. But I'd like to thank him. It is our second victory with GGL Aménagement, private developer, that allows us to, give value to public space. This is, I guess, what the jury has liked. So I'd like to thank all of the contributors. To not leave without your prize. Thank you. Gold victory for neighborhood development, and that victory is awarded to Valognes for the Valognes Eco District landscape designer, Le Verre d'Eau, Hélène Despagne. landscaping company Jardin Vert Technique, nurseryman, Rui BRL, and Folan, project leader, are 4 architects. And to collect this award, the mayor of Valhor, Sandrine Cossera, and her teams, who's going to take the floor. Well, I'm very moved. We are too. Welcome to Valhor. It's a village of 1,700 inhabitants in the Alps. So that's a small village being awarded this victory. We did a huge work to transform our village with an eco-district. So we had we needed a green ferry, Hélène d'Espagne, landscape architect who allowed us to rethink this space. And it is what was said before. That is, we were able to put life back at the core of the village. So we got 13 new pupils in September. It's important for a village. So it was all recreated, it was all participatory, done in a participatory manner with the schools. It's district development where we created 22 housings. We extended the nursery, and you see that on the pictures, all the concepts that were mentioned before, the fact of building on the basis of existing an existing vegetable base. This is what we did. I mean, whereas it was a car park. Could you imagine that it could have become this? No. No, that went further than what we had ever thought. And it gave the desire for plenty of other projects to come up. Shared gardens, some shops. I'd like to thank warmly Hélène, the project manager, all of the municipal team, because we had to train our agents, thinking of Joachim, Vincent Joseph, our gardeners, who had a new way of managing the public space with a more organic approach. And I'd invited Mathilde, also our environmental and transition engineer, and who also made sure that everybody's awareness was raised about how to live the public space now. So we're talking about transmission. Today in Valhor, I welcome about twice a month schools, mayors, the regional agency for biodiversity. They all come to visit this eco-district. So schools, it goes from master's degrees in town planning to gardening schools of the county. So just to say that the space can be rethought entirely, including in small villages. And I think it's a great message that you convey by rewarding a village like us. Thank you. So gold victory. Small photograph. Thank you. Thank you to have supported me. Colmar, Brignoles, Valhor. That's your itinerary for the whole day. Next category, natural area, with Franceville Durable, represented by Patrick Verdeyep, head of the Community of Cities of Dunkerque.
Bonjour à toutes et tous. L'association nationale Franceville Durable, que je préside et qui réunit l'État, les collectivités, les entreprises et les experts, a pour objectif, vous le savez, d'accélérer la transformation écologique et énergétique de nos territoires. C'est à ce titre et en notre qualité de partenaire des Victoires du paysage que je tenais à saluer l'ensemble des lauréats pour la qualité des réalisations récompensées cette année. Des réalisations qui illustrent pour beaucoup d'entre elles les évolutions fortes de l'aménagement paysager au cours des dernières années. Face aux enjeux environnementaux sans précédent auxquels sont confrontés nos territoires, les métiers du végétal ne relèvent plus uniquement de l'esthétique, mais bien de l'adaptation de nos villes et villages au monde qui vient. Je pense notamment à la protection des populations contre les vagues de chaleur, à la préservation de la ressource en eau, à la régénération des sols ou encore à la biodiversité. Les métiers du végétal relèvent aussi du mieux vivre, de l'amélioration du cadre et de la qualité de vie des habitants qui aspirent à plus de nature et de végétal dans leur environnement quotidien. Pour toutes ces raisons, je tenais à vous dire combien nous sommes ravis de compter VALHOR parmi les membres de France Ville Durable et vous exprimer notre souhait de poursuivre cette belle collaboration. Encore une fois, bravo à tous les lauréats récompensés ce soir et à très bientôt.
Merci Patrice Dalgriette. Nous allons demander.
Thank you. We're going to ask Nicolas Leroy to come and join me on the stage as board of the Bureau and member of the jury. Thank you for this great work. You're going to help me discover who are the 4 nominees. City of Montrével for the Histoire Park, the county of the Var, town of Montaigu-Vendée for the development of Prégestin, community of cities and towns of Longuaron. Bronze victory for nature-dominated areas is awarded to the city of Montrével for the Parc de l'Histoire, landscape designer and project manager, your landscape urbanism, landscaping company, KGF, paysagiste and pépiniériste, nurseryman, végétal 85, Aquaterra Solutions, génie végétal. Mr. de Meyer is with us, I think. Mr. Damien Grasset, that you can congratulate with part of the team. Please take your award, Mr. de Meyer, and just quickly tell me whether I made a really big mistake or is it pronounced Montrével? Yeah, it is pronounced this way. It is a new municipality. Basically, it gathers 3 boroughs. Montrével is a new town of 3,800 inhabitants. We've got to go and visit it. Yeah, please do. I was delighted to take part in that competition. That park cost to the municipality 150,000 euros, so it means you can do things with little money. Thank you for your green hand, Mr. de Meyer. That was the bronze victory. Silver victory for nature-dominated spaces is awarded to town of Montaigu-Vendée for the development of Prégestin, landscape design and project manager, Agence Telpa, landscaping company Arbora, nurseryman Roy et Ruipo Nodé, Franck Severi, deputy are with us, and his team are with us. Thanks a lot. The city of, the town of Montaigu en Vendée, and the team is here to collect that silver victory. Thank you, congratulations, you can applaud them. Gold victory now for nature-dominated spaces is awarded to the Var County for the plan. Landscape designer, atelier cépage, landscaping company, Fredon Paysage, des nurseryman, Daniel Soupe, Chola, Marguerite Pianté. And I'm going to ask Martin Arena, Vice President of the county, to come and join me on stage with part of the team that contributed to the project. Good evening. Good evening. You've got a great team. I'm convinced of it. Good evening, you all. I'd like to say thank you to VALHOR. Not only because you have awarded us the gold victory. I'm delighted to represent the Var County this evening that's been committed in the prevention and to prevention and the landscape development. The plan area is a good example of it. 135 hectares, 16 kilometers of tracks, an extension area, a wet area that is protected with animal and vegetable areas that are extraordinary. It's a project that lasted for 15 years. I'd like to thank all of the players, Atelier Lepage, for their participation, their design. Especially, it is a great pride. That award honors the county of Var, and we're going to continue with this commitment. Thank you. Gold victory! You can applaud them. Thank you to all of the contributors to the project. I'll keep you with me, Nicolas, to talk about the infrastructure category. And we're going to talk about the Association of the Small Towns of France, Christophe Bouillon.
L'association de petites villes de France, que je préside, qui fédère les communes de la simple de 1500 à Barcelone et de France, est très heureuse. C'est une partenaire des équipements de paysage 2022, qu'on avait fait depuis de nombreuses années, et qui est organisée par VALHOR, la meilleure profession de l'horticulture, les équipements formulaires, pour lequel le général Jean-Marc Masse, maire même de la commune de Terre-Auto, cette variété que je connais depuis de nombreuses années, où je mesure l'engagement service des paysages, des départements, des collectivités locales. Cela fait plusieurs années maintenant, nous sommes partenaires de cette manifestation qui met en valeur ce que font les collectivités pour le paysage, c'est-à-dire tout simplement pour la qualité de vie de leurs habitants. J'ai participé au jury de cette édition, j'ai pu mesurer la diversité, la variété, l'intensité même des projets accompagnés par des maîtres d'œuvre qui savent en lien avec les collectivités répondre à l'exigence de aujourd'hui de faire en sorte que dans le cœur de nos paysages, dans le cœur de nos villes, puisse avoir des projets de qualité, des projets qui, par ailleurs, font écho à l'exigence que nous avons aujourd'hui d'être engagés clairement dans la transition écologique. Je suis très satisfait d'être à la fois comme président de l'association partenaire de cette victoire du paysage, mais en même temps, je ne doute pas de la qualité des projets qui ont retenu à l'issue du jury. Vive la victoire du paysage et vive l'engagement des collectivités pour mettre en valeur leur paysage.
Voulez-vous que je vous parle des nominés dans cette catégorie?
Do you want me to tell you about the nominees? There are 7. City of Cannes for Port-Canto, Metropolis of Nice for the Green Belt Paths, the city of Fontaine-le-Comte for the Niki-Tsanfel Park, the county of Tarn-et-Garonne for the Montec water slope, municipality of Bénouville for the development of the Pegasus Bridge site, the municipality of Ouessron for the village crossing, city of Sœur for the quays of Sœur, stepped quays and northern quays. In this category, the bronze victory goes to the city of Sœur for the quays of Sœur. Landscape designer, project manager, GADM paysagiste with Interop and Verdi, landscaping company ID Verdi, agency of Dijon. Nurseryman, Daniel Soup and Guillaume Bourne. And to collect this award, I call on stage Mr. Jacques Lumière. Congratulations. Silver, bronze victory, sorry. And we discover their work on the screen. You're here all the time. We should have a chair for you. Well, you must do a good job then. It's not the first year I see you. Well, for the last 2 years now, we couldn't see one another. Well, congratulations. That was the bronze victory for the infrastructure category. Silver victory for infrastructure goes to Nice for the Green Belt Paths. Access one landscape designer Michel Pena, landscaping company, watering and landscaping, nurseryman Prosperi, project leader, Groupement Métropole Nice Côte d'Azur et Ville de Nice, with Michel Pena. And to collect this award, I call on the stage Romain Bittier, in charge of Green Spaces of Nice, and the team. Congratulations. We wanted already to go to Nice, and we can't do otherwise anymore. Thank you for your enthusiasm. We will go to Nice, shan't we? Yes, we'll stop by Nice. Congratulations. Quick photograph, that was the silver victory. Gold victory for infrastructures. It is awarded to the municipality of Boisseron for the crossing of the village and the square. Landscape designers and project managers, Atelier Site, landscaping company BRL, nurseryman Chola BRL. Mr. the Mayor and his team are with us. No questions? Well, I'm very honored to be here. When you see the quality of the others, I'm surprised a small village can be present. So thank you to VALHOR to take into account small size projects. Thank you to Atelier Site, who may say a few words. They're the project manager and the masters of ceremony. And there's Simon Glazol with us, with whom we couldn't have done that work, because in a municipality of 2,000 inhabitants, you don't have necessarily the skills. And they supported us to make us understand what was our village all about. And Atelier Site was very much involved also to making us understand where in which direction we should go. Where's Boisseron? It's when you come from Colmar, it's on the right-hand side. It's between Montpellier and Nîmes. So it's not far from Colmar. You're just as good as I am in geography. Well, talking about that, so okay, we're close to Montpellier. Mr. the Mayor, Mr. Fafaccioli, that comes from Montpellier. Well, you haven't gone across the Mediterranean Sea. I come from Brittany. My first name is Loïc. Who wants to take the floor? Well, just in a few words, we talked about essential things. We worked on that operation that used to be a road with public equipment. We worked on the path of schoolgoers. Because 100% of children came to school by car. A good deal of them now come by foot. Michel was saying before, we dealt with very courageous elected members. You all did a remarkable job. It's for that reason that the jury also awarded to your village the hat tip. That's another award. It's not materialized, but it was, the hat tip of the jury. Thanks a lot.
Vous savez, les victoires du paysage, dont c'est...
Over the years, the Victoire du Paysage, the landscape awards have grown in size and recognition, even well beyond the French borders. Today, it is an honor for the Victoire du Paysage to host the European Green Cities Award. This, as you saw at the outset of the ceremony, my English is limited, so please make way for the journalist Louise Eclande. You probably know her.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vanessa Sanfilippo. Thank you for this wonderful performance of the Ode to Joy, which is the European anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say it is a real joy for me to be here with you this evening to present the European City Awards. Let me just introduce myself briefly for those of you that might not know me. I am British, as you can hear by the accent. I'm a journalist living and working here in France, and I've dedicated a part of my career to solution journalism, meeting people from all over France who have solutions to problems, whether it be in education, health, environment. So you can understand my absolute joy when I was called up to present this fantastic ceremony this evening. So, as many of you may well know, 50% of the population, world's population, are living in cities today, and that's going to accelerate, of course. So the need for greener cities is extremely important. And that sort of obviously explains to us very well tonight the importance of the Green Cities Awards. So before we get down to business and actually discover the revolutionary and creative projects that have been nominated this evening, let's discover more about the Green Cities program in this film. Take a look.
Half of the world's population lives in cities. By 2050, this number will grow from 50 to 70%. And with the effects of climate change around the corner, hotter temperatures, widespread drought, mass migration, loss of biodiversity and excessive rainfall, it's safe to say our cities could use some upgrades. So, what do we need? We need greener cities to mitigate and adapt to the changing climate, to create healthier work environments, encourage biodiversity, and to increase social cohesion. We need the Artilleriski Park in Bulgaria, where a fallow part of the city was turned into a beautiful park, increasing social well-being and cooling down the city. Meanwhile, in France, this old quarry was transformed into a tropical oasis, Le Jardin Extraordinaire. In this garden,
et l'eau et l'ombre des arbres font baisser de 3-4 degrés la température par rapport à 10 mètres d'ici si vous êtes sur le trottoir.
We need to renovate old parks, like they did to this park in Poland, an existing park redesigned to house hundreds of new species of plants and trees from all over Europe. We need to improve our standard of city planning, like this brand new city district in Sweden that sets the example for future sustainable urban development. We need the Kilsberg Park in Germany, a park in the city center of Stuttgart. This park manages heavy rainfall and provides a social space for future residents to connect. We need Park Fix in Athens, Greece, where a former abandoned space is now a modern, sustainable park, giving locals a place to connect and enjoy nature. We need to preserve important plant species to maintain biodiversity, like they do in the Botanic Gardens in Dublin, Ireland. We need to maximize our green areas and create green roofs like this one in the city center of Utrecht, the Netherlands. This edible garden for people and animals.
Het is een geweldige toevoeging voor de medewerkers van dit bedrijf. Maar het is vooral ook een tuin die bijdraagt aan de biodiversiteit van deze plek.
We need to explore new forms of agriculture. This 85-acre land in Belgium is dedicated for urban horticulture, combined with an organic picking garden and water meadow landscape. Surrounding yourself with nature can even speed up and improve health recovery. We need to improve our hospitals and health centers with green surroundings, like this private home for autistic people in Hungary. A sensory garden combined with a rain infiltration system to keep the area safe from excessive rain. We need Denmark's Sandkeld Square, a transformation of grey infrastructure into new nature spaces, with natural flooding protection during severe rainfall. We need more parks where we can exercise and breathe fresh air, like this park in Portugal. Lastly, we need Biblioteca degli Alberi, the library of trees right in the center of Milano, Italy. A brand new cultural campus and botanical garden for everyone to enjoy.
Dalle persone anziane che vengono per godere un po' di pace e tranquillità, ai genitori che portano i propri figli per mostrare loro le specie di piante ed alberi che qui sono preservati.
In Europe, we have many green projects with trees and plants from European nurseries. Green Cities offers solutions for all European cities to make places where we live and work future-proof. Find out what you can do at thegreencities.eu.
So now that we know a little bit more about the programme, I'd like to welcome on stage the President of VALHOR, Catherine Muller, and the President of the European Nursery Association, Henk Rijmakers. Wonderful, come and join me, Catherine. It's absolutely wonderful to have you both on stage with us here this evening. I'm going to take the microphone that is just here for Catherine here. Wonderful, thank you very much. Maybe you can start, Catherine, by telling us why you decided to welcome this award ceremony here today.
Très honnêtement, parce que la France a gagné l'année dernière et l'usage.
Simply because France won last year, and the country, in keeping with the tradition, the country who wins the previous year host the following year's ceremony. And we need to open up our horizon as to what is going on in other countries beyond the borders of France. And I've had the opportunity to participate for 3 consecutive years in this ceremony, and it is great to see that at the end of the day, countries that are said to be making efforts, are great economic powers. Well, look at Bulgaria, Greece, Portugal. Look at these movements that we can see tonight. Right here, we need to salute it. We need to hail this movement. These countries that make significant efforts, that get inspired by your projects. Project that you will find in Holland, in Germany, in countries that have been, in some ways ahead of the game for some years. And I have to say that we mentioned a number of French nurseries and Buki nurseries, German nurseries as well. Let's not forget about them. And indeed, let's open up our horizons once again. So as you can understand, this is truly significant.
About the European Nursery Association, and maybe you could tell us a little bit about the motivation behind this awards ceremony as well.
The biggest motivation is that green is very important, and for more than 20 years we are developing the ambition of green and the health and everything what makes it more worth in cities, solving the problems of cities. Yes. And that's the most important thing that we do. Enthusiastic and telling the story over and over again until everyone knows what we are doing.
Je vais traduire en français un petit peu pour ceux qui...
So I'll translate in French for those who have not understood. So they've been initiating scientific research in the field of green to come up with concrete proofs demonstrating more diversity, biodiversity, more social cohesion. And this is a message I'll continue to repeat again and again every day on a daily basis to move forward. And the Green Cities Award, as you understood, for the purpose of highlighting extremely creative ideas as well as high quality performance in the fields of nurseries.
But before that, let's now discover together the names of all the nominees. Here we go. So first of all, Germany, which is the retention park in Leipzig. We have Belgium, Church Garden in Wetteren. Bulgaria, Stancionia Grandina Park in Stara Zagora. Denmark, New Gellerup Nature Park in Aarhus. France now, with the Dual Ferry Park in Lorient. Greece, Botanical Awareness Park in Termi. Hungary, Wiesevogel Park in Budapest. Ireland now with the Opus Building in Dublin. Italy, the Paris Park in Cuneo. The Netherlands with plants and biodiversity in Alkmaar. Poland, Cizene Park in Krakow. Portugal, Sohaia River Beach in Corucci. Sweden, Plant Chambers in Lerum. And the European Green Cities Award 2022 goes to the Netherlands for plants and biodiversity in Alkmaar. Come and join us. We have with us this evening Paul Vedamar, Senior Project Manager, Peter Moll, Technical Services Director, Jan Ganellen, Alderman Green in the City, Allard Pleister, Neighbourhood Manager, and of course, Yacht Bus Senior Planner. Come and join us on stage. Wonderful to have you with us. Congratulations, obviously, to all of you. We have a microphone to give to... Congratulations. Wonderful job, guys. Great teamwork here, of course. We'd like to present you, obviously, with the award this evening. Wonderful. And I think it's Paul that's going to take the microphone to say a few words. Where's Paul? He's here. Wonderful, Paul. He's prepared a little speech. Great.
A little speech.
A short one.
First of all, I'm so glad to be here in Paris and so proud and honored with this award for our greening projects in Alkmaar. I want to thank the municipality of Alkmaar for the assignment Greening and Biodiversity. An assignment that gave me and my team of Stadswerk 072 the opportunity and freedom to develop our greening method. Our quick win method to transform neglected local urban spaces from grey to green is what did the trick. Our approach in Alkmaar is one that can be followed by really any European city to green the living environment without excuses, restrictive rules or delays. I hope our method will interest and stimulate other countries to green their cities in a similar way in the nearby future. Thank you so much, and also special thanks to the watchers at home.
Okay, yes, wonderful. Thank you to Paul. I'll translate in a few words if you want to. I'll translate in a few words for the audience here in French. Donc, vous avez compris, je pense, la méthode, c'est de créer des petites...
So, as you've understood, the method is to create pocket parks in the city. It's about multiplying these pocket parks, and that gives a better environment. It improves the environment, and the key idea here is for many cities in Europe to adopt that method. I would like to thank the municipality and all of those who are watching us from home. So we're here in person today, but many are celebrating the victory at home, watching us.
City of Alkmaar, we were very grateful and honored to be given this award. And as an deputy mayor and alderman of the city of Alkmaar, I will also pronounce my appreciation towards my predecessors and the city council who gave us the money and the opportunity to start up and make this project. As an alderman, you're always there for 4 years, so your predecessors put the ribbon down, I can cut it, and I put the next one for my followers. So I'm grateful for this, and I'll invite you, if you ever come to the Netherlands, we're just 45 kilometers above Amsterdam. Come and visit us, come and see the result these guys have made. And next that we're not only Green City of Europe, we're also the Cheese City of Europe. Come and visit us.
Vous pouvez aller évidemment visiter Alkmaar, c'est à 45 km au nord d'Amsterdam. C'est la ville des Green Cities, mais aussi la ville du fromage. Ça, vous avez bien compris. Vous êtes.
So you're very welcome right there.
A photo. Our photographer somewhere here in the middle. So group together, center stage here for a photograph. Wonderful. That's great.
Can I have a last word?
Yes, you can,
Okay,
Sir Hank.
thank you.
Of course, go for it.
As president of INA, we present 22 organizations in 22 countries. And as INA, I want to thank VALHOR and everyone engaged with this organization that we could be part of this great green event. I want to thank the jury because I know it was a hard job. It was a very close finish between 4 or 5 contestants. So I want to thank them because they had to look at social cohesion, biodiversity, economic factors, climate, and well-being of the users. But also they looked at the quality of materials, the overall design, the impact on environment, and the innovative value. So it was quite a list. So this is the winner of the European Green Cities Award 2022. Thank you.
Henk, il voulait évidemment remercier le jury, tous les membres du jury. Les critères étaient très très stricts. Il y en a...
Hank wanted to address his thanks to the members of the jury. It was awesome job. Great to have this winning team tonight.
Looking for you in the wings for a little photograph together. Wonderful.
Je veux simplement rajouter un petit mot, c'est que...
Just a few words. VALHOR also encourages producers to exhibit at the IPA, and so we facilitate the travel and the fact that producers can exhibit in Germany at Hessen and trade fair. And there's still places available, so if this can be of interest to some, please do go ahead. And so we can talk about this over cocktails. So please join the teams for pictures.
If you want to find more out about this absolutely fantastic project, you can find all the details, of course, on the link on the YouTube page of the event. Thank you for this great ceremony here in Paris. It was a pleasure for me to present this part of the award ceremony. And now I'd like to hand back to Stéphane Thébault for the next part of the Victoire du Paysage.
J'ai appris 2-3 mots supplémentaires derrière.
Really?
I learned a couple of additional words. Thank you very much. Shall keep the microphone. All good. Thank you very much, Louise. We only have. We're nearly done. We only have 1 category left. And I'd like to hand it over to Jean, Sébastien, to support me in this heritage category. There's no nominee, because given the density, quality, and diversity of the various projects, the work on the members of the juries to create this category, this heritage category.
Juste un petit mot, je suis...
Just a few words now to tell you that seed producers are small players in the world of landscaping. So we'll supply flowers as well as so vivacious flowers and just a few ideas that seems to be quite striking. And the greening of schools, we must provide all the municipalities to reflect on the greening of courtyards. How about cemeteries as well, when it comes to biodiversity and promoting and butterflies, bugs, and private gardens as well. And beyond that, let's trust the local population. And you have magnificent gardens offered to inhabitants beyond mellifluous flowers, beyond diversities, orange, yellow, white flowers. Place these seeds in their mailbox, and this will not destroy your developments. This will embellish them. This will give them a touch. And so do engage the local population. In this heritage category, let us start with the bronze award that goes to
la ville d'Uningue pour la
the city of Uningue for the development of the River District. Landscape designer and contractor Sortons du Bois, landscape company Verde au Rhin, Vosges Agency, nurseryman Brun Plamsen, Jean Gisinger, and project leader Siri Engineering. To collect this award, yes, we have Sortons du Bois. The contractor is quite a number of them. Who gets the trophy in passing? Yeah. You, gentlemen? As you find out about their job, what they've achieved in this development of the river way and the bordering areas. This is a team that created this island of green. What was there right before your redevelopment? Well, there was car parks, there was large roadways, and the embankment was just graveled. So, and we couldn't see the Vauban engineering works. There was a tagged-out wall, and we dug and we found all the remparts from the Vauban period, which we enhanced as part of this project. Silver victory in this heritage category, and the silver victory goes to the Department of Tarn-et-Garonne with the community commune du Grand Sud, Tarn-et-Garonne, commune de Montec, Voie navigable de France for the Montec water slope. Landscape designer and project manager Alep, landscape company E2V, nurseryman Courseran, Dulon, René Plante, Daniel Soubiran, Lepage. Jacques Monard is with us tonight. And there's a whole team with him. Most importantly, tremendous achievement, because, how have you managed to bring together all these stakeholders and get them to agree on the delivery of this project? The regional council, the state, the municipality of Montège, the community of Communes, and, well, all of us had discussions and agreed on the project, and most importantly, landscape designers played a very instrumental role. One thing, if architects are building bees, landscape designers are magician butterflies. Thank you very much. We have 4 project managers. The dream of landscape design is to bring things together and merge things together. We wanted for citizens to walk through these machines so with this water slope. And we tried with all these project managers to not to extend the the destination, the journey. So what matters is we created a promenade of over a distance of 1.5 kilometers with a barge leading to a barge, the destination, with an exhibition. So there's a way to walk through and discover an entirely new landscape. So promotion of landscape and the journey, not the destination. So we'll meet up later for further discussions. And the gold in the heritage category, the golden victory is awarded to the city of Avignon for the palace gardens and the urban orchard. So landscape designer, everything is changing. Landscaping companies se lèvent. Just remember Pépinière, Philippi, and Rouy. And chief project managers, ECMH, as chief architect of historical monuments, project manager Didier Repelin. Over to you with the mic. And congratulations with our mayor. We are very moved by this award. When it comes to time, I think that all involved in time, all involved in landscapes know about the value of time. And time, when it comes to working on the Pope's palace, led to 14th century gardens, which there wasn't any trace of it. And we worked with the archaeologist of the gardens. And in time from this work, over 300 pages you reviewed with the archives in Rome, and along with the Avignon archives were reviewed. And it was a contemporary design work. And time negotiation, where UNESCO listed heritage with the conservation, the BEIF, and time played a key role. Time for this development and all the way to now. This is a fully contemporary garden in the sense that in the summer, as a result of your plant choice, this garden was not impacted by heat, we anticipated. And what was to come, this the word of the Pope Palace is then recovered here. And the second dimension is that of biodiversity, but not in the sense that it's used 20 times a day, but what is biodiversity? Without this team, heritage director, as the players of our plants, of Rouy, with the designers, and Antoine. It is that diversity and skills which we can turn this into a work of art. And this takes time. But this is this achievement that you get. Just a few words. So, simply, Cafe, this is a dual victory tonight, because this is a 900-year-old palace, quite an imposing one. In the 20th century, there were 4 projects of redevelopment from the 1920s to the 1990s, and then 2010s to 2014. In every one of the previous proposals, these were architects would come up with redevelopments But I do believe that this award is a sign of a beautiful reconciliation between two disciplines that were somewhat opposed in the 20th century, architecture and landscaping, that is. Thank you. So to take away this gold victory in the heritage and the prize of the public. So 5,700 votes were casted. So this is, so we are now moved for a second reason now. So don't forget about the picture. Thank you to you, Jean-Bastien. Before going for the Grand Prix for this year, we'll review the 2020 award with the City of Nantes and this extraordinary garden.
Des fougères arborescentes, des fleurs alors qu'on est au mois de novembre, un paysage tropical. Quand on arrive au pied d'une cascade, au milieu de ces blocs géants, on est ailleurs. Dans le jardin extraordinaire de Nantes. La maire de Nantes avait choisi de faire un jardin là. Elle m'avait demandé des orientations qu'on pouvait avoir. Et c'est là, quand j'ai appris que Jules Verne avait écrit 20 000 lieues sous les mers juste au-dessus, j'ai pris les livres de Jules Verne, j'ai regardé ce qu'il y avait dedans. Et puis après, c'est en découvrant les végétaux qu'il y avait sur place, vraiment en agissant, en modelant la végétation, c'est ah ouais, ça on le garde, c'est super.
On est arrivé voilà, avec les services de la ville, on a passé la débroussailleuse dans cette friche-là, avec ses buléas, ses genêts d'Espagne. On a commencé des premiers tracés avant de dessiner le projet pour avoir du recul sur la falaise. Et c'est à partir de là qu'on a pu commencer à dessiner différents tracés qu'on voit depuis le haut, notamment avec la promenade des Belvédères qu'on a pu réaliser au même moment que la réalisation du jardin.
Après, ils font quand même un plan, il y a quelques centaines de mètres cubes de béton, des trous à faire pour mettre de l'eau, enfin une entreprise qui vient, qui fait un travail remarquable avec 50 agents. Il y a tout ça, mais il y a une vraie part, j'allais dire, de sensible, de manuel et d'éléments qui ont changé jusqu'au dernier moment.
On fait plein d'expériences sur des plantes qui craignent le froid. On gagne environ 3 à 4 degrés par rapport au centre de Nantes. C'est un jardin pour se faire plaisir avec les yeux.
Ah ouais, j'adore. C'est un peu original d'avoir une cascade au milieu d'un centre-ville. C'est assez apaisant.
Il y a des plantes qui sont vraiment exotiques par rapport à des plantes qui sont comme on a l'habitude de voir tous les jours.
C'est ça qu'on aime bien.
À la fois, c'est l'idée d'être un jardin donc extraordinaire, mais en même temps de préserver une bonne partie de la friche, puisqu'on avait constaté une biodiversité intéressante. Et l'idée, c'est que le jardin extraordinaire s'enfonce dans la friche et que la friche s'enfonce dedans. Et évidemment, d'un point de vue botanique, alors il y a des plantes qui explosent. On les voit, les dahlias arboréales, ces dahlias qui font 6-7 mètres de haut. Et puis après, pour ceux qui cherchent un petit peu plus, on a des cactus d'accrocher à la falaise.
Quand on est là, ça fait une belle parenthèse. On sent ailleurs. On ne venait pas dans ce quartier-là. C'est le fait qu'il y ait ce jardin extraordinaire qui nous fait venir. Ça nous permet d'aller à la butte Sainte-Anne de temps en temps.
Il faut savoir qu'ici, on est sur un site à la rencontre en fait, de la Loire et le sillon de Bretagne, avec la falaise de 25 mètres de haut.
Ce qui est incroyable, c'est qu'on est loin de la ville, enfin on est assez loin du centre-ville, et les abords sont rudes quand même. Mais ce qu'on constate, c'est qu'on a déjà passé sur les 3 ans là, plus de 1 million de visiteurs, on a des compteurs aux entrées, ce qui montre quand même qu'un jardin se suffit en lui-même pour être un lieu de destination. Ça attire quand même beaucoup de monde.
A city of Nantes and this extraordinary garden. Now, let's move on with the jury's Grand Prix. So I would like to call on stage Catherine Müller again to announce the Grand Prix of the jury. Just a few words by way of an introduction to this sequence. Well, I think we need to make up on time, so I shall be brief. So, can you pronounce this phrase, this sentence in bold? In a few words, to be concise and precise. The Grand Prix of the jury of the 2022 Landscape Award is awarded to the city of Saint-Étienne with Saint-Étienne Métropole for the redevelopment of the forum sector Montero district. Institut Paysage and Urbanism, Green Style and Institut Paysage. Nurseryman, Daniel Super, Vegetable Passion, Dubuyer, Humbert, Chola, Landscape Design Approach Manager, Institut Paysage and Urbanisme. And to collect this award, Caroline Hanois, Director of Urban Projects of Saint-Étienne, Nicolas Aymar, Head of Projects, and the whole team. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. Here's the mic. Caroline, if you want to go first. Good evening, everyone. I represent the city of Saint-Étienne, Saint-Étienne metropolitan area, as Director of Urban Projects. If I may, as the Mayor of Saint-Étienne, and his colleague, Siam Labi, she lives in the building right here, is an elected officials of the districts, is head of urban policy, in charge of urban renovations, and Charles Labar, in charge of green spaces. The two of them attended the visit. So Montero is 15 years worth of work. What you're seeing here is over 150 professionals over a period of 15 years to transform what used to be 540 car parking spaces over 3 levels in depth. Half of it were never used, following a structural fault from the very start. And all partners of urban renewal, the National Agency of Urban Innovation, as well as the state departments, supported this project for us to go beyond the initial ambition, which is about greening a slab of concrete. And the reality is that we took away over 30,000 cubic meters of concrete, and that was used to strengthen a dam, thankfully. So we were able to relocate this concrete. So instead of concrete slab that made the building holes inaccessible, I would make this location dry with single orientations. We allowed a population of Moreno, 2,500, look over this space, and we can now offer a quality space maintained by an association, allowing the Moreno as a population of 7,000 in immediate neighborhood of this, out of a city of 75,000 overall in the city of Moreno, to enjoy this space. I'd like to hand it over to the landscape designers. Thank you to the city of Saint-Étienne. In the pictures, you can see the before and after views. This is where you realize the magnitude of the transformation. The program starts consisting in greening inaccessible concrete slabs. And we felt that the only possibility was synthetic grass, like covering a tomb. So we asked the question about the validity of this project, and the city accepted to question the existing choice. And with the state, we were able to take over, to buy out part of these car parks and demolish these catacombs. With terrible places for a number of illegal activities. And as a result, this is what you're getting. So I'd like to thank the city of Saint-Étienne for accepting to question their initial choice. Arnaud Mettineau, the project lead, who supported this project for 6 years, and the local populace, who's withstood significant engineering works at the doorstep. So now it is a victory and of the living. From the very start of this ceremony, I think you've been following me, dear gentlemen. Do you want to take the floor? Not particularly.
Ceux qui ne vous connaissent pas, moi.
Can you tell us? Well, everybody knows me, so I don't need an introduction. Don't need to introduce myself. I'm the founder of the nursery since June '75. I'm experts in trees of natural shapes and as well as botanical. And now we do research in species that resist climate change. And we've been doing that for over 30 years. We're experts of the Landscapes Award, as we've seen your name coming up on a few occasions tonight. So I'd like to invite to join me on stage all those who received prizes, and just a few words of with a conclusion. Well, this Grand Prix, to come back to what you asked me to share, will get the Saint-Étienne city to travel towards other projects. The city will see a before and after evolution, and will witness that, and I wish for them to enjoy this beautiful prize and to enhance this. By way of a conclusion, so many beautiful achievements, so many beautiful cooperations as well. And I believe that this cooperation between the clients and the project managers and those delivering the projects is the key to its success. And I think this is really about this partnership, this cooperation. So these victories, ladies and gentlemen, would be for the project managers is your victory. Well, so this is for you to continue to bear witness, to be the bearers of this exemplary achievements of this pioneering project, which takes effort, courage, work. You're visionaries when you work and when you decide for your work to be part of this exemplary achievements. Well, this strength that you have within yourself, share it, bear witness, share your stories, make sure that people around you will talk about this, for us to talk about it. And at VALHOR, we prepared the tools that will allow to let it know everything you've done. So please do not hesitate, communicate as point number one. And then listen. I'm hesitating somewhat. I'm losing the drift of my chain of thoughts. What I'm proposing is to consider prize awards in the field. No doubt tonight we have a beautiful evening together, but it is out there in the field that we can highlight everybody's skills of all stakeholders. So we're ready at VALHOR to work in cooperation with you on events of your choosing, once again to highlight once again the significance of your investment and these collaborations. Final point, I'd like to invite you to participate in the next Landscape Awards, a 2024 edition, and I invite you to celebrate all the strengths of plants and green. Once again, hoping that it is a beautiful, very strong symbol with such a special atmosphere tonight here in the air. A few words just to thank our partners. It goes without saying. We'll have the names of all partners are popping up here. I'd like to thank all of the players involved, the stakeholders. I'd like to thank you, Stéphane, because we love your touch, your humorous touches as well. I'd like to address thanks to the pianist for this wonderful moments. I'd like to extend my thanks to Sensation, the communication agencies, and you've seen it's all gone on very smoothly indeed. Emmanuel Boucaud, finally. I would have loved for Emmanuel to join me on stage, but she's a bit shy. I'd like to thank all the VALHOR teams. Most importantly, I wouldn't want in the room for you to be subjected to the drawbacks of our plants and trees suffer this summer with drafts. So I would invite you for refreshments very swiftly indeed. This is a modern room right below us. So we've seen the result of drafts. So 2024 award ceremony. So the opening for candidates that will be sort of start of December, January 24. Thank you very much. You've been doing my job, thanking all the partners, all the teams. So we want to salute teamwork here. So it's common sense. The common sense is for you who work with professional skills, know-how. This is what yields good results. So it's about common sense. When you want guidance, you call upon services of sound professionals in the field. Thank you. So refreshments are served in the on the floor below. So in the meantime, we can have everybody on stage here. If you want to turn on the lights, I'll wait for you for a good picture. There we are. And this is goodbye now from your interpreters.